Two men. One pod. Unapologetically unfiltered. To quote Ridley Squat.
Ridley Squat.
It's the Unfiltered Idiots Podcast with Jay and TJ. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Unfiltered Idiots Podcast. It is the 7th of the 10th, 2023. This is episode 5, TJ. We've got all the way to episode 5. Who knows, we might even make double numbers. I am Jay, otherwise known as Firefly Zero, joined as always by my amazing co-host. Well, he thinks he's amazing. The proper TJ. How you doing, mate?
I don't think I'm amazing. I know I'm awesome. Okay.
So, TJ, our podcast has come under some fire this week. Is that not right? Apparently, we're not the only unfiltered idiots that exist.
Are we going there? I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
we're going to go there. Fuck it. No, they've called us out. No bollocks to it. We're having this. We're having it out now on pod.
Apparently, obviously, we didn't do due diligence and research this name enough when we moved over from Opinions of the Uninformed. There is a podcast called the Unfiltered. Called Unfiltered Idiots. We are the Unfiltered Idiots. Just the.
That makes all the difference.
It makes all the difference. Those three little letters. But yeah, and there are more politically based American podcasts who haven't posted in months. So oops. The one thing I will say, because they messaged us on YouTube, in our YouTube comments.
Well, messaged as much as going,
you stole a podcast. Well, my answer, my retort, as you would be. Let me think.
No.
My retort will be to, in the words of Len Grossman, take a big step back and literally go fuck your own face. All right?
Exactly.
We are the Unfiltered Idiots.
Yes.
Emphasis on the unfiltered. If you don't like it, I don't care.
No. Jog on, guys. Like, we're not covering political bullshit. In fact, I'd arguably say we stay as far away from political bullshit as we can. We're an entertainment comedy podcast. We're not really interested in the political shit that's going on in your dumpster fire of a country currently, by the way. That's right. Not offense to all our American listeners. We love you.
But Jay does want to go and live in your country, so please give him a green card.
I do. Please, don't deny my visa. I love Disneyland, and I do want to live over there. No, all joking aside, yeah. So if you've got a problem, come at us, whatever you want. Right, TJ, how's your week been, mate? How's your week been?
It's been all right. I suppose I'll start with last weekend because we didn't pod last weekend.
No, we had a weekend off.
But I went to Chessington with the family. That was a right royal shit show. 7 hours at Chessington, which is a theme park for those who don't know. And I got on like 4 rides because
that is disappointing.
It's the most soul-destroying thing in the world, and it re-emphasized why I fucking hate theme parks. 60-minute queues for 60 seconds of pleasure. It's like my sex life. I mean,
fair.
it's just terrible. And we got discounted tickets. So me, my wife, and my daughter went for pretty much the price of one adult. That's the only reason I went, because I wouldn't be paying.
Was that 2 for 1 or?
No. It was like £12 a ticket. Through something. My wife was like being a dental nurse. Obviously, she gets it through like a blue light card and stuff like that. And so it was £12 a ticket each, so £36. Quick math.
Don't grumble.
And which is obviously the 36 quid is like the price of what an adult is generally like. So yeah. I wouldn't have been paying over 100 quid to go. We literally, the second ride we went on, which was we attempted to go on, was the Dragon Fury, I think it's called. We queued for about an hour and 15 minutes. We got right near the very front. We were about like the next 4 if that makes sense. 4 people, 4 lots would
Yeah,
have gone in
4
front of
from
us.
the front.
And then, yeah, they turned and said, "Oh no, sorry, the machine's broken. You're gonna have to leave the ride. Thank you." You're like,
Fuck's
"Go
sake.
fuck yourself." They gave us a pass to fast pass onto another ride. We still had to queue half an hour to get on that ride that we used the fast pass
Jesus
for.
Christ.
The one thing I would say is we went on the Mandrill Mayhem, which is one of the new Jumanji rides they've got there.
Okay.
Very fun. It's over in about 25-30 seconds. You shoot, so you start, it sends you backwards. So it's got like, let's say 10 rows all facing forward, and then 1 row, the back row, facing backwards. So,
Okay.
and you instantly start going backwards, and you go up, and you get held up on like
Vertical or
almost it's like a curve. The further you are towards the front, the more you're not, because you only go back a certain amount before it starts going up. So the people in the very first 2 or 3 rows wouldn't have been like up that high, and then it pushes you back forward. You jettison forward through a corkscrew. You then go round a loop, which the loop is around do you remember the Jaguar that they've got to put the stone back in? Well, that's there, and you go around that, and then you hold. So you're sideways, and you hold, and then it goes backwards. So the people who were in the back, who were facing the wrong way, are now going forward, and everyone else is going backwards. And it shoots you back through the corkscrew. And like I showed you the video of it.
Yeah.
The video never do it justice, because they always look like slow as crap. But when you're on it and the G-force hit you, it feels like you're going about 70, 80 mile an hour. And it was brilliant. But like I say, it was about 30 seconds. But that was the best one in terms of queuing for, because it was virtual queue, so you got a time to actually go there, and then you had to wait about 15 minutes. Because it's a brand new ride, they didn't want everyone just queuing for that and it being like 2-hour waits for it. You literally could book a virtual slot.
I see they've got something similar when I went to Disneyland Florida, and their new ride was Guardian of the Galaxy, and they've got a virtual queue, but it was like 540 minutes was our queue time.
Oh, 540 minutes.
540 minutes.
Jesus Christ, might as
So
well
we
camp
had
out.
time. Yeah, well we literally went, all right, well we've booked this time. We're gonna do Epcot because it's in Epcot.
Yep.
And then go back to the hotel, have a swim, and then we'll show up this afternoon.
Yeah.
And even then, even with the virtual queue, like yourself, we still had a 30-minute walk through, the place.
Lines. Yeah.
And there's no line, like it's only virtual queue. There's no way to like queue up to get in. So you can only go like on the booking system. And some people don't get to go on it. Like they can get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and by that time, that's why I don't go in summer. But in summer, like they just won't get on the ride, and that's the end. You're not getting on it. You got to wait another day. And at the time, I don't know what Disney's like this year because it was last year, but you have to book your parks in advance as well. So you've got park hopper, but you can only jump to another park after 2 o'clock. So because we'd booked Epcot for the day, we had to go back to Epcot on the evening.
Yeah. So
there was no choice around it. Now, I understand that everything's got a max capacity and stuff, but like Christ, that it sort of dictates your holiday a little bit, because you can't just. What we used to do is go in September, and I'd get around the whole of Universal 5 hours. I've done every ride in Universal, like every ride in Island Adventure 5 hours, every ride in Magic Kingdom's a bit of a different thing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But, even Galaxy's Edge, I've been on all the rides in Galaxy's Edge, and bear in mind there's only 2. And if you want to go on Slinky's ride in Toy Story Land, then that's always a bit of a queue as well. But I think they're going to be introducing more and more virtual queues.
I also feel that I was there looking at the park itself. Like, I was like, financially, I don't know if, like, how much must it cost in R&D, and then set up and like to get the ride, health and safety passed and everything and all that to actually get. It's millions, right? Absolutely millions.
It's gotta be, mate.
Right?
If not, almost Well,
for
maybe
one
not
ride.
billions.
It's got to be millions. Billions, no, that doesn't even they'd never make money back. It'd take them 50 years to make money back. So it like the future has to be the like what they do a lot in America, like the what do you call it rides, like the
Oh, the virtual ones
virtual
where like
rides, yeah,
where
where
you go
like
through
you're
and you see
literally in and
strings.
you're in like in a hangar and they're like
Yeah,
moving you around in the chair and like 4DX at the fucking cinema and it's all a visual on the screen.
yeah,
They got one at Legoland in Mythica in the Mythical Kingdom, the
right.
Lion something or other, and it's really cool. Like and the way but
'Cause
things
it's a semi roller coaster, isn't it? It's like, oh, I do move,
you
but
move, but it's more how your brain thing is what you're watching and how the
yeah,
camera pans and everything to make you think. And like the way it screens are like the screens are in the floor and on the
yeah,
sides and and it's all fishbowl. So
yeah,
like that's got to be the future because the space it takes up is minimal compared to a roller coaster.
yeah,
Like I would imagine downtime is a lot less if there's an
yeah,
issue. Like health and safety, the checks you've got to go through that must be so much less.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like just R&D in general must be peanuts compared. Like I get people love roller coasters, but I just can't see a future where like that isn't what most parks are going to be made up of. Like any new park, like if we get that park in Kent that's like supposed to rival fucking like
oh
our
yeah,
own
yeah.
version of Disneyland, like
The
I
MGM or was going to
yeah,
be MGM Park, yeah.
I can't see it being like I could see it being mostly those kind of rides.
It's got to be. It's
Just for
ultimately it's
like
got to be.
I just don't
You know, in Florida, they've got a lot of land, kids.
mm,
They've got a lot of land. And they're struggling now to build Epic World. And don't get me wrong, they've got a fucking phenomenal looking dual coaster. They have. And Thorpe Park's got what looks like an incredible coaster coming soon
mm,
as well. But like TJ says, they take up so much room because your stilts have got to go somewhere, and it's got to go all over the park if you're gonna. I mean, you've been Thorpe Park, haven't you?
yeah.
Thorpe Park's not
I
massive,
haven't been to Thorpe Park
not
in a
by
long
any stretch.
time, but I've been to Thorpe Park.
No, but it's not a massive
No,
park. I mean, it's almost the same as Alton Towers. If Alton Towers
I'd say
took all the gardens away
yeah. I
and
was
then
to
just
say Alton
shoved it all
Towers
back,
is bigger in I would
it's
say
got
in
bigger
overall.
landmass,
Yeah,
but like a lot of it is, they can't put rides on the gardens.
no,
So they have to just deal with the land they've got, and then they've got massive car parks. So because that's the other thing you've got to remember: if you've got a busy park, you've got to have a massive car park.
yeah,
You've got to have somewhere for people, because otherwise they'd have to start going, yeah, parks at capacity, and people like to just roll up and show up. Now, don't get me wrong, during COVID, if you wanted to go on towers when they did open it again, they had limited capacity, so you had to book. And I can only see that will be the future, where they'll go, no, mate, we've hit capacity, no chance, not coming in.
maybe.
So,
But
you know,
yeah, but
Karen.
getting like yeah. Other than that, going back to my week, we'll talk about something in a bit. But
Yeah.
I like with my stream this week. But like other than that, yeah, chilled week. Went looking to buy a new car. Well, I'm in the market for a new car, so I went to look at one today. Going to look at one tomorrow.
Mustang?
Not in a rush. Mustang, nah. I've reached that age in my life where I'm like, I don't give a crap as long as the thing runs, is tidy, and my wife drives it more than me. I've got the work van that I use during the week. I drive like whenever we go out as a family, but ultimately my wife drives it like every day with work and other bits and pieces. So it's more what she's happy with, to be honest. I'm not really too fussed, like I say, as long as it's tidy and runs and ain't going to cost me a fortune.
Think you'll go automatic, Teach?
No, we've been looking at a
I
lot of
love my
SUVs.
automatic. I won't be
Well,
going
we've
back.
been looking at a lot of SUVs
Yeah.
because I would like something that's a little bit bigger. Ultimately, we won't buy one. We'll end up buying something like another Focus or something.
Yeah.
But I have been looking, but they all coming in at like as automatics, and I don't want an automatic. Like I've driven automatics. I'm not a fan of them.
I'm a huge fan, honestly, because I drive so much in London. I think
Yeah.
though, so like I don't want to keep.
But I'm not like I'm Yeah, I'm not a fan of automatics, and I always have that thing in my head: if it goes wrong, it's going to cost me a fucking fortune.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm lucky because my company, it's a company car, so
yeah,
it really makes no difference to me.
so yeah, it won't be an automatic. Not while I've got ample use of both legs.
We'll see to that.
If I ever become stumpy, then maybe. But yeah, but no. So yeah, but I'm not in any rush. Just when one pops up that we like is decent. I went to look at one today that was a shower of shit, and it was so blatantly obvious that they're hiding some stuff here. This garage is definitely hiding some shit. I know not a lot about cars, but just enough to know. This 3-month warranty. Literally, the boiled eggs that you put in the fucking in the radiator probably melt in that time.
You trying to tell me it's the hamster within the wheel is going to die?
The hamster's got 3 months and 1 day's worth of life left in it.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. It's a better position to be in than having to buy a new car. Because I'll be honest, I can't understand anyone unless you've got just ridiculous money. I can't understand anyone going out there and buying a brand new car.
It's not worth it in terms of how much money. Although the second-hand car market is ridiculous in the UK at the moment.
Yeah,
like the amount of money that I'm going to have to spend on a car that's still X amount of years old is like makes me want to cry.
But you won't even get much for yours comparative to what you've got to spend.
Yeah, it's long, but it is what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah. The shit thing is, the world has moved to such a point where you've got to have certain things within your car. I mean, like say, I drive a hybrid.
Aircon. Vibrating seats.
You know, I need to get off, TJ. I need to get off. I need the vibrating seat.
I'm like, I need the heated ball bag area, of the seat, and I know exactly what you mean, Jay.
The fleshlight. I need it. I need what you're on about.
That's not a cup holder. That's not a cup holder.
No, because I drive a hybrid, but I need it because I drive into London and with you, Les, which is a whole different fucking argument.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, we don't want to get in political shit, but I'll get political with that. Fuck off.
Right, with you, Les. Like, I'm like, man, it will cost me too much to drive in and out.
$12.50 a day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's on top of your congestion.
Who the fuck can afford that?
Mate, fucking the billionaires that apparently live in London, where they can pay $3.5 million for a fucking terraced house with 2 bedrooms, and you go, I'm sorry, this 2-bedroom terraced house, it's got a secret Harlem, a nightclub, no, a swimming pool, no. So you're telling me it's $3.5 million for this, like front room, kitchen combined, and then 2 bedrooms, and that's $3.5 million, $3.5 million, and it's the size of a shoebox. I'm sorry, I just can't get my head around it. So how are you affording this? Fucking nonsense, mate. I don't know how they do it. Just to fill in before we get into the current weekend, last weekend, the reason there was no pod is Jay went out drinking. So that's why there was no pod. Also, TJ was very thankful because he was very tired, wasn't you?
I was just irritable.
TJ's a little.
I mean, like as you'll know, I'm irritable at the best of times, and I don't suffer fools gladly. And I would have been in a bit of a ranty. I'm in a bit of a ranty mood today. Let's be honest. But yeah, I was definitely in a more ranty mood there last week. So I'm quite glad I got to just simmer and chill. There's no UFC either, which meant I got an early night, which was needed.
Go do. He needed sleep. He needs it.
Yeah. Needed my
no, but
sleep.
all joking aside, obviously, to all our listeners, every now and then, yes, we will take a weekend off because we also have lives and we have things that we need to do to other people. TJ can
need to do to other people. Hey.
Giggity. So every now and then we will take a week off, but we try not to. In respect, we do try not to, but obviously we work full time, so it's trying to find the time to fit everything in our lives in, and then people like to do things on Saturday. Apparently, madness to me.
Boring. But so what about your week, Jay?
I'll be honest, mate. Most of my week's just been stress from work. It's the same stress that's been going on as I've previously mentioned. But it's just gone on and gone on and gone on. However, in news in the West Midlands, which is where I'm from, we have had some news about a world record chicken nuggets attempt. Now, this got done I think it was this week. It may have been the week before. And the reason it came to my attention, and I'll tell you why it came to my attention, is I think me and TJ might be able to beat this.
Hang on.
Really put our fucking
While you're talking about that, no, I need to look up if this is the woman I think it is.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it's the fucking like deep throater woman.
Mate. We ain't
beating this woman, mate. Like this woman, right? Her name, what is it? Leah Shutkova, right?
Yeah. Leah
oh
Shutkova
my god! So I found out about this woman through TikTok with ice lollies. Okay.
Yeah.
Twister, a whole Twister lolly. Stick.
And we're not being seductive here, kids.
Gone.
She's a pretty lady, but Jesus
she's
Christ.
a very attractive lady, and it's like, oh my god, that fucking disappeared. Where did it go? Literally, where did it go? And then obviously I went on a bit of a deep dive, dude. And
he's got a few world records.
Yeah, she's a beast in the competitive eating world. And like we're talking like I've watched like whole legs gone, and I'm like,
gone,
where are all these things going? But yeah, so Jay said to me, Jay goes, oh yeah, I think you could beat this world record, and I was like, I reckon, he hasn't told me the number yet, but I'm pretty good at eating. I'm not gonna lie,
I can eat.
I can definitely eat. Now that I've noticed her world record, I ain't got a fucking chance, mate. No, I'm a fucking chance in hell, mate.
Right now, just to give people a little bit of a clue. Now, so she's got the world record for eating chicken nuggets within a minute. Now, it doesn't sound that difficult. We've all eaten chicken nuggets. We all love chicken nuggets. And she only ate 19. Right? So it doesn't sound like loads. Right? Because you think you get your 20 nuggets, but you take your time and you enjoy them, you dip them, you enjoy them. Now, if you eat a nugget without any sauce, that is a whole fucking different kettle of fish, because that's just a dry bread.
In 60 seconds, you ain't got time to dip.
We've got 3 seconds per nugget.
No, because unless you have to eat them singularly, you chuck 5 in and swallow.
Of course, the thing is,
the fact that she has no gag reflex, she could probably in swallow. I can't do that, so I can't win.
That's why I'm so disappointed with them kids. No gag reflex.
All right, Jay, you all right? Unless there is a thing that you have to chew them or something. Then...
No, I mean I don't know whether there's a thing. I think it's just you get a timer. You got to beat the grammage, which is it's.
See, that's the other thing as well. That's the thing. It's not even the amount of nuggets; it's the weight, isn't it? So just going and getting a 20 stack from McDonald's might not actually beat the weight.
No. You've got to really think. So, like, right? If we get brave, what me and TJ may do is get 20 nuggets, some dip, and see how many nuggets we can get down within 60 seconds.
Mate, right, hang on. I've got more. Right, okay, here we go. Hang on, fast. Have you seen down the bottom of this article?
I've seen down the bottom of the article, yeah. And she's done some impressive things. But what am I looking at, DJ? You gotta help me a little bit.
I'm thinking 3 mince pies in 52 seconds 21's pastry, innit?
Dry though, dry. Remember, you need to drink some water with it. Because mince pies, not massive, by the way. English mince pies for all our American things.
I reckon. I'm wondering if you can go squid, stuff them in. I'd like to give the mince pie pickled eggs. 3 pickled eggs, 7.8 seconds. She's just swallowing those fuckers.
No, she's just whoop.
I've seen her just swallow an egg, so I ain't been her in that. Eat a muffin with no hands.
Yeah, less than 22 seconds. I mean, 0.5. Of less than 22 seconds.
How the fuck most marshmallows eaten in 1 minute?
Mate,
no hands?
Marshmallows sounds like an impossibility. You ever tried to eat marshmallows?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like no hands. So hands behind your back, which means they're in a bowl, or do you put them individually on a plate, like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, and you go? It's got to be like that. 20.
Fucking hell.
Most tomatoes eaten in 1 minute. I could do 8 cherry tomatoes in a minute. No worries. little diddy ones, little cherry ones. I'm like, nom, 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 nom. Fucking hell.
What if they're fucking beef tomatoes, though?
Fucking, they come out and they're like this. I'm like, fuck,
Oh
this
my
size of my
God.
fucking head. Oh, shit.
Fuck that. I'm done here. I'm done. I'm out. But no. Maybe for Christmas. Maybe for Christmas we'll have an attempt. We'll get 20 nuggets each.
Well, maybe you do one. I'll do the other.
Yeah, all right. You do mince pies. I'll do
pies,
nuggets. It's both 60
nuggets.
seconds, right? Is that right?
52.21 is the 3 mince pies. So,
yeah, so you've got to get four mince pies.
No, fuck off 4. I got you 3
in less. Beat them.
Yeah, in the time, 3 in less than 52.21.
Mate, you just said you'd squish them all down into one. What's 4 over 3?
Mate, just make it 11. Fuck it.
Exactly 12. Fuck it.
Fucking hell. Baker's
right,
dozen.
All I'm
13.
saying is, I'll get 24 nuggets and see how many I can chom down. Right? Because I can't. If I get 20, right, someone's going to beat me, aren't they? We want that world record, mate. We want the world record for the show. It's for the show. This is TJ. And you've got to have 4. You've got to have 4 mince pies, and you got to just either get 3 down you within a minute or 52.21 seconds, or I've got to get 21 nuggets down me within 60 seconds, which I reckon I got a big mouth. My wife always tells me I got a big mouth. So...
Yeah, but she means it's something completely different.
Shush you now.
What she means is she don't.
I know what she means.
Okay,
yeah,
challenge accepted. I'll do the mince pies. I'll do the mince pies. You can do nuggies.
We'll put a 60-second timer on the stream, and for Christmas, we'll smash out some things.
And then we should do a competition, you v me, for dry crackers.
Dry, mate. All right, mate. I'll do it.
That is hard. Now that is I've got into that with a friend before. That's real difficult because you start going and all shit starts flying everywhere. I'm like, fucking hell.
It won't be a chatty pod, just me coughing for
my PC will be covered in bits of fucking.
Right, okay, so that is that. Right, so I think there's not really much else to tell about my week, really. It's just been a bit miserable with work. But I know TJ's got some things to talk about his stream this week. TJ.
Well, it's a rant. No,
so a rant.
I decided I'm gonna change things up a little bit on stream. Like, from playing DBD and TCM quite a bit, I'm kind of a little bit meh on TCM, to be honest. But I thought, I want to play some more solo player games. I played Alien Isolation recently, really loved it, and realised I want to play some more solo player games, and on stream, still keep my DBD going, but also play. And so I'm a massive fan of Quantic Dreams. Supermassive Games, another games company like Quantic Dreams, like Heavy Rain for me is still one of the best games. It's in my top 10, 100%. Like, and they made Detroit Being Human as well. They made Beyond Two Souls, like great games. And then when you've got to play
Fahrenheit. You've got to play.
I haven't played Fahrenheit. But when I heard that they were a publisher on this game, Under the Waves, I was like, fuck, I'm banging this. If they've got anything to do with it, it's going to be a great game. It's a sack shit. Like,
don't bury with the lead, mate. Don't bury the lead.
No, well, I just I'm not going to pull any punches. I went in there, checked out Steam, checked out the Steam profile, checked out like the reviews. Positive, very positive. I was like, fucking brilliant. This is great. Everyone's saying great story, great visuals. Oh, it really grabbed at the heartstrings. I'm like, oh, fucking my kind of game. Went into the game. 7 hours it took me to finish it. So I did it over 2 streams. And
which is about expected, I think. 7 hours.
Yeah. I'm never getting that fucking time back, Jay.
Yeah.
Like, and they owe me 18 quid, bunch of bastards. Like, oh, mate, I've never been so depressed playing a fucking computer game in my life. Like,
I got to be honest, when I was watching you stream, you playing it, I was like, wow.
Well, I got through the first 3 hours. So the first day streaming, 3 hours, got through it. I was like, okay, like, it's a bit slow. It's a bit like, meh. The story is based around you're Stanley, and you are set in the 80s. You work on like an underwater,
oil rig?
Oil.
Or...
It's like you're like a mate. You work for an oil company, and you're doing like underwater maintenance on like their bits and pieces. But you live in like an underwater pod.
Yeah.
And the backdrop is that your child died 3 years ago. You haven't really come to terms with it. It turns out it was a car accident. You were driving, so you kind of blame yourself. You're still with your wife, but there's tension between the two of you. So you're like, I need to take myself away and be in isolation. And this is like where I can gather my thoughts under the water. And so that's what got me. I was like, oh, this is going to be like really, really like a deep and meaningful like story and everything.
Well, you're a parent, so it's going to mean a lot to you.
And like 3 hours in, first stream, I was like, oh, I like you start seeing visions of your daughter and there's shit going on with the oil rig and you're questioning shit. And I was just like, I left the 3 hours, I was like, oh, this can go one or two ways. It could be brilliant or it could be shit. And I said after the first stream, I have a really bad feeling about how this is going to go, and they're going to make me make a decision at the end of the game. And I called it early, and it's exactly how it played out. Neither storyline, the storyline about your daughter or the storyline about the ecological disaster that's going on with the oil rig you work on, like they were both fucking shit. Like they weren't flushed out stories. There's never any jeopardy. There's no, the only reason you're going to die is if you're stupid enough to not have an oxygen stick on you, which I did die once because I'm stupid.
TJ died.
Once, but there's no jeopardy in the game. Everything is so slow. Everything is so monotonous. Like, everything is so drawn out. The graphically, the world looks great. Your character looks like he's come out of The Wolf Among Us, which isn't bad because I like that game. But the voice doesn't match up with the word, like, if that makes sense. Like, it looks like you're watching. Yeah, the lip sync doesn't match up ever, which is fucking terrible. The way you're daydreaming into like stupidity as a character is unbelievable. Your wife is the only sane person in the whole fucking game, and you hear from her about 3 times. They dropped one bombshell in the game, which I was literally like, oh my fucking god, I weren't expecting that. Other than that, the game is just a flat line of voided emotions. Like, I didn't at one point, I'm like, I'm actually getting depressed about every time I see you go to sleep and you have visions of your daughter. It's depressing me. Like, it literally, it's so fucking depressing. And it was like, I just couldn't get my head around how anyone could turn around and say that this game was a great game. It was a great storyline. Like, it just felt half-arsed on every account. And the ultimatum that it gave you at the end, I literally wanted to drive up to whoever developed this game and punch them square in the face. Like, I wanted to find out where they live, drive up to their house and punch them and steal £18 out of their wallet, or the equivalent in US dollars, because it was so bullshit. And to the point where there are 2 endings to the game. You pick option A, you pick option B. I picked the option which only any sane person would fucking pick. Yeah. But where the game has its save checkpoints, I could have gone back and it would take me 5 minutes to play to get the alternate ending. I've uninstalled the game. I'm not even going to bother doing it because it's fucking bullshit. And like, I'm just annoyed and like pissed off. And it was just like I said to stream, I was like, do you know what? I'm not doing this again. Because I started to feel about 20 minutes into the second stream, I was like, oh, I'm really not enjoying this, but I'm going to persevere. You ain't doing that ever again. I'm literally, sorry, stream, I'm turning this bullshit off because I need my mental health cannot cope with this fucking bullshit. It's absolutely terrible.
I'll be honest, I had to leave one of your streams because I was nodding off.
Everything was so, I mean, like, it says a lot about me than that does. Thanks, mate.
Sorry, mate. I love you and everything, but like, I was like, man, I'm trying to be interested in, and like, you weren't even not talking. It was just it was just the same blue ocean with the submarine and
everything
collecting
is so slow. And like, and like when you see the seal, and I said it before, I was like, oh look, we're gonna go and find Joe. I'm like, Joe's gonna be dead. 100%. I know Joe's dead. Like, before we even set out on this mission, Joe is fucking dead. Oh look, he's dead. I was like, of course he's fucking dead, because this game just wants to fucking hurt you emotionally.
Yeah, it just wants to.
And it's like, but I can see through your bullshit. And like, unfortunately, I've lost 18 quid.
Yeah, man, I am sorry to hear that.
And the reason for this rant is just to say, like, anyone listening to this pod, don't play that game. It's fucking rubbish.
Yeah, it's Under the Waves, by the way, kids.
Oh yeah, it was Under the Waves. Yeah.
Yeah. So out of 10,
-7.
-7. There we go. There we go.
No game. We've always said no game can ever be a 0.
No, because there'd have to be no game.
No, because there'd have to be no game.
No game.
And 5 is average. But for the emotional... No, that's the wrong word. For the anger and the hatred that this game has legitimately caused me, it's as close to a 0 as I can give it. There is a functional game there.
Yeah. Music was all right, I thought. Music was all right. Am I wrong in thinking that?
Man.
I mean, it was. I won't lie. It was putting me to sleep. It was like
that's the thing. Like, if you want a game that never puts you in any jeopardy, never fully flushes out a story, everything is just so easy that a 3-year-old could do it.
Play Star Citizen. I mean, sorry,
and ultimately leaves you just feeling like I've wasted 7 hours of my life. Then yes, by all means, go and play this game. Waste your money, waste your life. But you have been warned. 2. I'll give it a 2. 2 out of 10, and that's fucking generous. And that's probably the worst review I've ever given a game, because I'm normally I'm quite, as you'll find out later in something that we're going to bring up later, where I may have a very controversial take on a topic that you're going to bring up. I am very open to, I believe that, in giving everything its due, but this was shit.
That's fair. I'll be honest. I watched him play. I do admit I nodded off at one point. But I saw the ending, and like TJ said, exactly like he said. He called it at the start of his stream,
so
literally
obvious.
Like an hour in or something.
Yeah.
He's like, he'd called exactly what it was going to be, and then it was what it was. And as I was chatting his stream anyway. I said, well, you've got to go for this ending, because you're the one just
doesn't make fucking sense.
No, you'd
when
never
the
go
bombshell
for that.
When the only way it would have made sense is if the other bombshell wasn't dropped. If the wife doesn't drop that bombshell, then there might be a little bit like, this is why I'm going to do this, not this.
Yeah.
But once that bombshell was dropped, there's no choice to make.
And there was like 20 minutes between that bombshell being dropped and the next point. So it's not like you can arguably go, oh shit, I forgot about this fact. Because again, just arguably, the bombshell that's dropped, you'd have just left your job, surely, right? I mean,
well, that's what the thing was. It was the end of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, the other thing as well, when you see the great monolith of the people, what the hell? It made no fucking sense.
Well, it looked like there was another game, or at least another story that should have been told with that. They call it a B plot or whatever, but you had at least 2 other B plots. One
the
was
giant
about the oil
fucking
company.
squid. It's like, well, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, and you just got it felt like to me as a viewer, I was like, well, there's been no closure here for anything of the things that we've seen for 7 hours, 6 hours, whatever the hell it's been. Right? There's been no closure for those, but you're going to give me closure on this one thing, which almost seems inconsequential now, because the other bombshells sort of nullified that. It's hard to talk about without giving spoilers, but essentially because of the daughter being already passed away, the thing that you learn almost feels like, well, okay, I'm not saying that everyone just gets over a daughter's death like that, but surely this just sort of on the scales, you're going to scale this way. Surely that's just got to be. You've got to. I mean, otherwise, what the fuck was the point of any of this? So, so I totally understand. I totally understand, and that's just as a viewer. Because I'll be honest, I had it on my wish list, and after I watched you play, I was like, and remove.
Yeah,
I'm not going to play them.
I'm going to. So there's a number of other games that I'm going to play coming up that I haven't played yet. That I will obviously on the pod if we, I will give her a little brief review of what I think.
Some of them I've already played, so I can give a little.
I don't feel anything's going to come close to being as terrible as that.
No, mate, not off the list I've seen.
Obviously one of them's a sequel to I've played the first one. The other one is it's Beyond Two Souls. I'm going to play again because I can't actually remember if I can't remember finishing.
I've never played Beyond Two Souls, so I'll probably watch you play that.
I'm very intrigued, but that is going to. I have played most of it before, so I know how it plays, and I will enjoy that. I know I'll enjoy it, and stream will work out. It'll work out well for stream as well. But yeah, like, but
See, I'm currently playing Alan Wake, as you know, because I'm going
ready
to
for
get
the
through
original
Alan
one, yeah.
Wake.
Ready for the yeah.
Ready for the sequel. But I'm probably going to finish it before the sequel comes out, which is the 28th of October. So I've got an interim game, which is probably going to be the remaster or sort of remaster or definitive edition or whatever the fuck they call them these days of Fahrenheit, because I actually really
Which is an
enjoyed
original
Fahrenheit.
Quantic game, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the original
before
Quantic
Heavy
game.
Rain come out.
Yeah,
Jason.
graphically not stupidly impressive.
Well,
but
Heavy Rain was PS3.
Yeah, it's PS3.
So Fahrenheit's got to be PS. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a PS2 game, and like so, it's very blocky, very similar to Under the Waves, I suppose you want to really fucking put it down. But it's about murders, and I'm very much on board with it. It takes a bit of a left turn later, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so so I'm going to be playing that. That's if I get to the interim. Obviously, I don't stream as much as I used to. I'm trying to be a little bit more active when I can be, because I want to get through Alan Wake, and I know that Alan Wake 2 is going to be a fucking monster of a game.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 stories, and there's going to be a lot of puzzles, which I'm very, very interested in. In fact, I'm super hyped for Alan Wake 2. I really hope it doesn't let me down. And unfortunately, whenever you go into well, the problem is, dude, like whenever you get into sequel territory, it's either you completely up the ante or you fall off what the original was, and that sometimes comes down to the player themselves.
Who makes the Alan Wake game?
Remedy, and I love Remedy games.
What did they make? What else did they make?
They made the original 2 Max Paynes.
Right,
Control, Alan Wake.
Oh, they make Control.
Break.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So they're very much about that supernatural, pseudoscience sort of thing, which is super interesting to me. Quantum Break's about time and time control. And
is that the
Sean
one that
Ashmore.
starred? Yeah, I was going to say the twin.
Yeah, Sean Ashmore.
Yeah, he's got a twin brother, isn't he? He was
he's
the one who was in.
They tried to make it into a TV show,
Iceman or whatever it is in X-Men.
Right,
yeah.
They tried to make it into a TV show, so there'd be a whole episode that you could watch in between the chapters, and you'd literally sit there, like you'd finish a chapter, and then you watch 40 minutes of a TV episode, basically. I think that was their downfall.
That's what they did with the game.
Yeah, like literally, you had a whole series. Like literally, it must have been 6 to 8 episodes of a 40-minute.
And that was all within, or did you have to watch that on YouTube or something?
No. It was in the game. It was in the game. If you went,
wow.
I think it's still. Hold on, let me. Oh, right, man looks up thing on. Cue the music, Teach.
Oh yeah, shit. Hang on.
Yeah, we've got music. Right, I gotta look this up, only because the game is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it got a bad rap. Quantum Break. So this is on Game Pass, Teach.
Yeah,
it's on Game Pass.
Oh, so, I have Game Pass.
Yes, you do. You do have Game Pass. The main story is only 10 hours, with extras 13, but they actually have a whole TV series that runs through it. So it may be one to do either on stream. The problem is,
I don't want to sit there and watch a 40-minute episode.
That's what I mean.
On stream.
So you can't really do it.
No,
because then you're just sitting there watching Sean Ashmore do things, and you're going, all right, I suppose I could talk to chat. Are Twitch going to shut me down for technically showing an episode of something? Because you can skip them as well, but they change depending on what you've done in the episode that you've done previously. So it was an interesting idea, but I think it fell short. I think they put a lot of budget into that, which you would because it's a TV show. So, but yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Anything else to mention, sir?
No. I think it's time for some calendar news, dude.
It's time for calendar news, kiddies. Right. So, as you know, we've changed the format over here, so we tend to cherry pick from the next week coming up. So, just here's a bit of calendar news. Monday, the 9th of October, is National Mouldy Cheese Day. Now, I love cheese. I know TJ loves cheese.
I do love cheese.
but moldy cheese.
Like, so we're talking Stilton, yeah? We're talking blue cheese, all that kind of
Talking
jazz.
blue cheese, brie, camembert, Stilton, all those smelly feet smelling cheeses.
Stilton for me only on a melted on a steak is the only time I'll ever eat Stilton. Otherwise, you can get in the fucking bin.
In the bin.
What's the one they do in the wheel? You cut the top off, you dip bread into it.
Now camembert, that's the only one that I give sort of a bit of a pass.
I would have some camembert. I like some camembert. The rest of it can fuck off and get in the bin.
No, exactly. My wife loves blue cheese.
It can join under the waves, and
in the bin.
the other unfiltered idiots, and get in the fucking bin.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the bin, kids. In you go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't really say too much about this, but essentially, what they say here is it's Christmas time for all cheese lovers out there. There are thousands of types of cheese ranging from different styles, textures, flavors. Now, keep in mind that all cheese is mold. It's moldy milk. Depending on the origin of the milk, butterfat content, bacteria, mold, etc.
Yeah, they actually inject mold, don't they, into cheese?
Yes, they inject mold into it. So, like, I love cheese. TJ loves cheese, but moldy cheese. And I know it's not just the smell, kids. It's the over potent taste for me of blue cheese. It's like I've been kicked in the face. Not with cheese, by the way, but with a powerful thing. And I've got a big nose, so my nose is super sensitive to this. So yeah, big honker. Look at it. Look at it. Fucking land a plane on
It's like the fucking Three Peaks over there, isn't
it? Exactly. If I lie down, mate, fucking people trying to clamber over it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, good hell.
Moving from one terrible day into an amazing day. And this is international.
50%.
International.
50%.
100% over here because everyone knows I'm a big beer lover. Right, it is International Beer and Pizza Day, kids. Right, International Beer and Pizza Day is the 9th of October. There is no better day to throw a pizza and beer party if you live somewhere where you throw parties. Who throws parties? I don't throw any parties. I just eat beer and drink beer and eat pizza myself.
In my underpants.
The wife goes,
yeah,
in my underpants. Yeah, exactly. Happy. Watching some porn. No. Oh, porn, pizza, and beer. What a day. What a day. Anyway, I lost myself a little bit there.
About 3 minutes. And I'm just there like...
You honour me, sir. You honour me. 3 minutes is the one pizza slice. So apparently you think of Italy, but did you know that the first pizza was made by the Greeks and Egyptians, not the Italians? Pepperoni might be the most popular pizza topping in the world, but in ancient times, Greeks and Egyptians coated their flatbread pizza.
Hang on. Cheese is the number one topping.
Well, I assume that's on all pizza. I assume that's just a given, isn't it?
Vegan pizza?
Vegan? Well...
Is vegan cheese? But is vegan cheese actually cheese by definition? No, it's not.
No.
So
we won't get into the vegan argument. We got into the vegan argument before.
Yeah.
And vegans, by the way, kids,
bin.
in the bin. Right? Keep your opinion and your fucking non-tasting food. Get in the bin.
Yeah.
Right. Greeks and Egyptians coated their flatbread pizza in olive oil and spices, which I suspect they still do that, don't they? There's still oil and spices on your pizza, as I understood it. I got 5 interesting facts about pizza, dude, if you're interested.
1, it's delicious. 2, it's Moorish. 3, I could eat it every day. 4, like, I might divorce the wife if she told me I couldn't eat pizza ever again. And 5...
So close at Max. So close. Well, those are all facts. I won't deny. The facts I've got is the most expensive pizza in the world. How much do you reckon, T? How much do you reckon? Without looking at the obvious notes that I've already given.
I've seen the answer, so I won't answer it. But I would imagine it's probably got some fancy bullshit fucking gold leaf on it. It's probably got truffle.
Right?
It's probably got truffle on it. Yeah, like stupid money.
12 grand. 12
dollars.
That better be dollars.
So probably about £9,000, isn't it? About £9,500.
Right.
No, because that's
if someone bought out a pizza that was £9,000, £100,000. That thing better be going to my house, better be giving me sex, it better be fucking cleaning, giving me TV show. It better show me everything. That should cover my Sky bill for the entire year.
But when you're Elon, right?
Am I Elon?
$9,000. No, I said when you are Elon, £9,000 is the equivalent of 90p. Everything everything is like
to be Elon, to have Elon's bank account, shall we say?
Yeah.
I don't want to be Elon.
Like when my dad turned around and like when it's like, if I win it never I'd never change me. I'd still be like no, because your taste will change because you can afford to move up a level in like there are levels to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're on this level, they're on that level.
Yeah.
Like, but we're
Imagine
on
the steak you're eating, mate.
Well,
when you're that rich,
we're in Salt Bays, aren't we? We're like fucking £700 of fucking
every
steak,
day. He comes over and does.
You can still like you don't have to go to extreme, but you slowly. Like I said to my dad, like you'll be going on more expensive holidays than what you do already. Like your car wouldn't be what your car is now. You wouldn't have a fucking Citroen Picasso, whatever it is they've got. You would buy
a Ferrari. Would you buy a Ferrari?
No, because I'm not a ponce.
Thank you.
I like,
just a Bayron.
I would want a truck. I would want like the top of the. I would have like an absolute kitted out in terms of everything you could fully load a car with. I would have in the car rather than having. I don't care about speed and other bits and pieces.
No.
I would have a Tesla, like whatever the top spec Tesla is. I would have that. Yeah. I would have a truck that looks like an absolute monster that eats children. And like that, I don't care if I'm like destroying the ozone layer. It's fine. I can afford.
I'll be dead.
I can afford to buy a dome that protects me, so it's fine. I'd have, and rather than just having the Ferrari and that,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I might have a fuck around car. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck around and find out.
Around and find out car. Do you know what I mean? Just so like when I'm going and that boy racer pulls up in his fucking souped up fucking Civic and he goes. No,
I would have the biggest beater. It looks like a piece of shit on the outside. Pull up next to the old fucking Gary boy in his Clio, like, hey, rim, rim, rim. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. And then fucking my car backs up onto the fucking wheelies. Like, I fucking Vin Diesel out the road, leaning out like, what's up, fellas? I'm fucking like,
As the police pull me over, just throw $1,000 at him.
And I'll just be like,
give a shit, mate.
Worth it. Fucking worth it.
Moving on to the next point. There's a pizza museum, mate. Brooklyn have their own pizza museum.
Yeah, but
do they have fossils of pizza? Do you reckon?
You got to think there are certain places that like New York, New Jersey, like apparently best pizza in the world, New Jersey, and it's all to do with the water.
Mate,
is what I've heard.
Chicago have got fucking pizzas this thick.
Well, it's a pie.
It's a pie. It's a pie, exactly, and it's just cheese and tomato. And I ate one in Florida, and I got about 3 bites down it and went, I might be over cheesed and over pizzaed already.
No such. But
when I'm minted and I've got a place in Florida, you've got to come over and we'll have a pizza off,
mate. Like pizza is legit top 3 food. Like I could, I love pizza. It's so bad for you, but I love it.
Cheese, tomato, bread. You can't go wrong.
My favourite pizza is a non-traditional pizza, so it's barbecue sauce, not tomato, barbecue sauce, cheese, bacon, and chicken. So it's like a
Huntsman pizza.
They normally call it like a barbecue ranch. So it's chicken, bacon, and barbecue sauce.
The world's biggest pizza. And I had to change this because the fucking website we normally get all this information off is wrong.
Yeah, you got to check the dates on shit because you were probably looking at one that was like 4 years old. So someone's definitely gone big. Go big or go home.
So Pizza Hut teamed up with YouTube star Eric, I think his name is
Eric. Don't know.
Eric?
Never heard of him.
I don't know how you
say Eric.
It. Yeah, Eric. 14,000 square foot pizza.
Right, my actual question is, where the fuck is the oven that they cooked it in?
That's what I'm wondering. So Guinness named it the world's largest pizza. It was made with 13,653 pounds of dough, 4,948 pounds of pizza sauce, 8,800 pounds of cheese. Oh man, I could actually overdose on cheese.
Right, I'm gonna say something in a minute once you finish this. I'm gonna say two things.
Right, 630,496 pieces of pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
The world's largest pizza, 14,000 square foot pepperoni pie, created by YouTube Eric Decker, along with Pizza Hut, to promote the return of its big New York style pizza.
Okay, I have two things to say. One, if you didn't take that pizza and feed the homeless with it, you lot can fuck off and get in the bin.
100%.
And two, the world's most expensive pizza is not $12,000. That is the world's most expensive pizza, because that has got to be more than $12,000. It might not have sold, which is what they're using the metric as to make it the world's most expensive pizza, but by ingredients alone, that pizza far outweighed $12,000.
I mean, 14,000 square foot, you could feed at least a city one slice of fucking
Mate,
pizza,
San Francisco's got a major homeless problem. They'd all be like, you know, they wouldn't be walking. I mean, actually, I would worry saying that, because there's a lot of problem with like homeless people shitting on the streets in San Francisco. So there'd be a lot of pizza shits on the floor. So maybe don't feed it to the homeless in San Francisco. But like, what happens? I want to know what happens to this giant fucking pizza. Like saying, if you're not feeding the fucking homeless with it, then like
you should be honestly.
then I have no respect.
Standing on, look, just have a slice of pizza.
I have no respect for these people.
Have a slice of pizza and give it to somebody else. I don't care. Just take the slice of fucking pizza, man. There's fuck knows how many slices over here. We've cut it into 6. It's too many.
Yeah. And ultimately, what's better publicity, right? What's better publicity? Making a 14,000 square feet pizza, or Pizza Hut going around and giving shit tones of like pizza
Surely
to people.
That's the better choice, right? Or Eric or whatever his name is should have literally stood there just handing out pizza for fucking 24 hours. Just going, here you go, mate. Here you go, mate. Here you go, mate. Moving swiftly on away from that. Don't get me wrong, but he is right. He is 100% right. You don't waste the fucking mass pizza, right? Don't waste it. Also show me how the fuck you cooked it, because I'm baffled. I'm baffled by how you cooked it, unless you turned an airline carrier fucking place.
Giant fire. They made a giant fire and cooked it over that.
That's it. Put all the people in the bin straight on there. There you go.
There's the toppings.
Yeah, that's it. Hawaiian pizza now. Do you like Hawaiian pizza?
No, fuck off. Pineapple should be nowhere near a pizza, in my opinion.
We'll never make love again.
Never made love in the first place, so like, you know, okay, again.
Don't believe his lies, kids. Don't believe his lies. The Hawaiian pineapple pizza top. Sorry, hold on. Try again. Let's put my teeth back in. The Hawaiian pineapple topped pizza was invented in Canada by a Greek native called San Panopoulos. I think I'm reading
Panopoulos. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So there you go, kids. Everyone thinks it's, I don't know what. Well, it's not Hawaiian. That's for certain. So why did it become Hawaiian? Just because of pineapple?
Exotic.
So they just, pineapple, Hawaiian, in Canada by a Greek. What?
Makes total sense, mate. Makes
total sense. Did you know that a pizza, number 5, they delivered a pizza to the ISS, the International
No, they didn't, because it's not real. And the world's flat. And we've never been to space.
We've never been to space. Never done it. What are you on about? Fucking aliens. 2000 what? How? A 6-inch pizza. So the amount of money to send a 6-inch pizza into space.
No, Jay. They didn't just send a shuttle with a pizza by itself.
What are you telling me? Pizza Hut didn't commission a fucking spaceship?
They just turned around and went, do you know what would be a fun story? We've got to go up and do, I don't know, a changeover of staff or whatever, a changeover of astronauts. We'll just throw a pizza in there because it makes a good fucking story. Like, they were going there already.
Nonsense. You telling me
they didn't,
Pizza Hut didn't have a rocket and send it up?
No.
I want my pizza within 30 minutes or less. I'm at the
30 weeks or less, mate. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah, the pizza, excuse me, mate. Pizza's like fucking stone cold. Like, can I have my money back, please? Because, yeah, like, you know, I was expecting piping hot pizza, and instead I got like turgid fucking shit.
This rind is too hard.
The cheddar didn't start off mouldy, but it ended up mouldy, or the mozzarella by the time it fucking got there, that's for sure.
They had blue cheese by the time it was up there, mate. Oh dear. Right, that closes out our pizza news. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did.
Fucking hell.
Right, so Tuesday the 10th of October, mate, it's National Face Your Fears Day.
Okay, cool.
What's your fear, mate? What's your fear?
Having to play Under the Waves ever again.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Mine's paying for another spaceship on Star Citizen.
Fear-wise, I don't really have. I don't know. I don't have. We spoke about this on my stream several times about like phobias and bits and pieces. I don't have any. I'd say irrational fears or any kinds of it like spiders, snakes, creepy crawlies, the dark, fucking I don't know, aliens. None of this kind of like bothers me. It doesn't like I couldn't. What my
fear of death?
No, because it comes to us all. Like I'm gonna die at fucking some point.
I'll say I fear how I'm going to die.
No, see,
not death itself.
No, because I feel that if I worried about stuff like that, it would inhibit me to potentially do certain things.
It could cripple you. It could cripple
like,
you mentally.
I've done a bungee jump and stuff. If I was worried about fucking dying through that, I never would have done it.
I still want to do a parachute jump.
Man. My bucket list, number one, top of my bucket list is I want to swim with great whites.
Oh, okay.
But ideally, not in a cage. Not that that's really going to be possible. I don't think. But I'd love to. I'd love to.
Well, aren't they all right as long as they've been fed? Isn't that the thing?
What, fed on fucking TJs? Yeah. Fucking munch on one leg. No. I don't like it's. We're years away because of just costings and everything and whatnot for me being able to do it. But that's number one on my bucket list that I've always wanted to do. I have a fascination with sharks. So that kind of stuff, death and like mortality and all that, it's never really bothered me. Don't have a fear of getting old. I couldn't really give a toss. Like anything that's a natural consequence of life, it doesn't fuss me. So death and like getting old and all that, it's like, okay, it's an inevitability. I ain't gonna fucking stop it. You can't stop it. No one can stop it. So it is what it is. And there's probably something that I'm not thinking of. Maybe a fear more of a worry than a fear, because I don't think it's a fear, just a worry about my daughter, I suppose.
I was going to say fear of family might be more.
It's more of a worry than a fear, but I think that goes for any parent, any husband, any wife, like their loved ones, or closest to them. You always worry about them in some regard, but it's not a fear, I would say. It's more, that's more a natural human instinct, isn't it? I don't. If I think of something, I'll bring it up at a later point. But off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that stands out that I have a fear of. I would need to face it. Do you know what I mean? Like in this context.
Yeah. I mean, I don't particularly like. Well, I suppose if I've got a fear and it's a really irrational fear, and you're gonna laugh. I don't like frogs. Don't like frogs at all.
I've eaten frogs' legs.
I've eaten frogs' legs, but I don't like frogs. I do not like them. I don't know why.
Slimy.
I can't explain why. I see them.
They hop around.
Don't like it. So, but I don't know where that comes from. I never used to. I used to collect frogs, but like then in my late teens, I got a weird. I don't like them. I'd see one hop towards me. Fuck off. So
strange, isn't it, how the mind works with things like that? Yeah. And some of when you actually look into phobias, some of the irrational fears and phobias that are out there like baffle me. Like like I'm scared of the color red. Huh? Yeah. What? Red's not like what? Like, or like I'm scared of feathers. Like, what you worried about a fucking feather? Like this, and they've like legit names for all these things. Like, I get heights. Like you worry falling, death, those kind of things come into it. Confined spaces. I kind of get that, claustrophobia and everything. Once again, it's like and like spiders and stuff. I understand all the fears, but some of them are just really weird. Like some proper weird ones. Like scared of the letter L. Like, how is that a fucking fear? How can you be scared of a letter? Like, there's some proper weird shit that we looked up on my stream.
There really is, mate. There really is. I mean, just to reiterate what teachers, there's 5 sort of causes of fear, which they say. So one is childhood. People are afraid of certain things because of their childhood environment, which I can understand. I suppose you've had a terrible
you're like imprinted at a young age, aren't you? Of like something.
Your dad comes at you with a giant letter L and just keeps smacking it into your face. So you're like, no, not the little L. No.
Okay, really weird analogy there, but okay.
All right, let's not talk about my childhood again.
Fucking hell.
No. Number 2, past experiences. People fear because of past traumas and negative experience, which I think I just covered as well. Dad,
I've got a question for you. Do you believe in previous incarnations of ourselves, and do you believe that that past things that have happened in the past, like our past lives, are imprinted on us now?
I think a lot of things come from childhood experiences that we can't remember. But I think sometimes you'll have an answer for something that there's no way you could possibly know. And you'll have the answer.
It's Google,
and it will
mate.
come
It's Google.
like that.
It's Google.
No. I mean, like, instantly within the moment without grabbing your phone and immediately, Google, tell me this. I think sometimes when I witness it, or I do it myself, or I see somebody else do it, I wonder if it is like just a bit of past life knowledge, just reminiscing in.
Do you not think there's a possibility of like we have so much stimuli around us that in our brains we only use like whatever it is, like 15% of our actual brain power, that we might have taken in knowledge without even realizing we've taken in knowledge?
Well, that's why I really enjoy that,
especially now. Because there is so much stimuli everywhere in everyday life that we are constantly taking in information, and we're probably only consciously processing such a small modicum amount of it that there's stuff that's creeping in that we don't even realise is creeping in, and it's just embedded there a little bit.
Possibly. I mean, you got to think along the lines of, have you seen the film? What's it called? He's got Bradley Cooper in. And he eats
Hangover.
No.
Oh, you're talking Limitless.
Limitless. That's
the Limitless pill.
Yeah, and where like
it opens
knew
up
kung fu just simply because he'd seen a couple of kung fu.
No, that's the fucking Matrix, mate. What are you on about?
Sure.
Yeah, no, he could play the piano and
he'd heard it, and then his mind had always almost osmosis it all in.
Yeah. I believe that the mind is like the greatest processor like on this planet, and some of us are running like a
higher frequency if you want.
Like we've got I've got an Intel, you've got an AMD. Like it's all. Well, I'm actually running an AMD and. Like so whatever. No, like everyone's different. Everyone's processing speed is a little bit different, and
yeah, of course, I can totally agree with that. I mean, and I'm not trying to be offensive to people, and I know TJ's not trying to be, other than to me, which is totally acceptable. Everyone just computes things a bit differently to everybody else. So some people just. I mean, there was a girl at school. I won't say her name or anything. But she could listen to a piece of music, listen to it, and then play it.
Oh, so she's got perfect pitch.
Yeah.
That's called perfect pitch, isn't it? When you can actually listen to something, and you can. Yeah, I watch piano players do it all the time. Like listen to, and then they can play on the piano. You're like, wow, there's a guy, Marcus Veltri. I would go and check him out. He does a load of stuff where he goes on like Omegle. Omegle's like a communication thing where like two people like just appear in a chat room together, like video.
Porn.
And no, shut up.
So
and he's there with his piano and everything, and he's like, name me a song and I'll play it. And if he knows it, he'll play it. And sometimes they'll say, oh, I want fucking Harry Styles. It's like, hang on, gets his phone out, listens to it. It's like, okay, but he's straight on the piano with it, and you're like, that's just fucking phenomenal.
Amazes me. Because I can't do it.
I can listen to a load of things. It's like the people that have perfect recall, like, and can remember their life, like that and remember every instance of their life. Sheldon
Remember
from the
lines
Big
from
Bang
books
Theory.
and stuff.
If you're, it's like, oh yeah, Tuesday the 7th of December 1987, I had chocolate milk and Oreos at my nan's house. She was wearing a blue
9:15.
top, blah blah.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the shit? How does your brain work like that? Like,
Again, like, all joking aside, it just amazes me.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Because I can't do it. I just can't do it. There's no, I can't.
You can't train. You can't even train. Yeah.
No, I can't teach myself to do it.
It's literally one of those. You've got it or you haven't. Simple.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go into other metrics of like, autistic people where they, like Rain Man, where you could drop so many, sticks on the floor and you just count them within that, and you just go, blows my mind. It blows my mind because I didn't even see half the sticks that fell, but somehow you calculated how many that landed, and it's not science fiction. This isn't science fiction. It's science fact. Yeah, people can do this, and it just amazes. Moving on to the rest of things, for the fear is uncertainty, fear of the unknown, which is a common trigger. Obviously, I get that. That's where you get vertigo, where you look down and go, I might fall from this height. Genetics, according to experts, people are more susceptible to certain fears because of their genes, which is weird. It means it's carried on from your parents. Which really,
my Levi's affect what? My Levi's affect my brain. What?
That's it. It's affecting your daughter.
I don't put them on my fucking head, mate.
Oh my god!
I don't put them on my head. I wear them on my legs. What?
Embarrassment. This is what I feel. Because
on the podcast with me. Oh my god!
All the time. I'm on with TJ again. Unbelievable. What am I going to do myself? I fear this. I fear it every Saturday. No, when people have reacted to fear in the past in a way that causes others around them to react negatively, the fear of other people's reactions could lead to a future anxiety about the cause of the fear itself. I imagine streamers get that more than other people because obviously you put yourself in the public eye. And if you make a fuck up, which me and you take on the chin,
I think it all depends on your person. It's a personality trait, isn't it? Because some people don't care making a complete buffoon out of themselves, like me being one of them. I don't care. You can
move two ways about it. You can take it very, very seriously, or you can go, drop the ball a bit. What do you want me to do? So it's one of them. Don't beat yourself up about your own fears, kids. Is what I would say. Like at the end of the day, like you are who you are. You might have one of those super brains where you can just recall things like that. I can't do that. I will fuck up consistently, but I will laugh about it because I'm a fuck up. And I've got ginger hair, so I have to deal with.
Yeah, his brain's the least of his fucking worries.
Exactly. I've got much bigger problems. Big nose, goofy teeth, ginger hair. I'm fucked anyway. Friday the 13th next week, TJ. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, this is great. This is such a great thing. Tell us what the day is.
So it's the National No Bra Day. So I should be taking my bra off and letting them all hang out, all nice and loosey-goosey.
Mate, okay. So I imagine every other year, like when it's National No Bra Day, so when it's like the 13th, but it's a Tuesday or it's a Wednesday, then like it's Glorious Tartar Day, right? I'm just imagining some absolute perky numbers, right? Friday the 13th, oh my God, it's fucking like, down to the kneecaps, nipples grazing the fucking floor, like, show us your tits, love. She lifts her fucking top up and they're like dangling by her ankles. I'm like, oh my days.
I remember in Cambridge, I went up to you and your wife, and so I was like,
hang on.
Wear bras.
no, and he ain't talking about my wife, by the way. My wife wears a bra.
I was just, they were the people that I mentioned to. So I went outside for a smoke on a vape, and I was like, all these young, and they were young and attractive people, kids. So I was trying to keep my eyes.
Jay looked like a fucking hunchback of Notre Dame.
I really did.
There was all these young hip happening people walk past him.
The men? No, I'm joking. No, I came back and I was like, the girls not wear bras anymore. Bras, are they not in fashion anymore? Because I
think it's more like the free the nipple movement, and like it's an anti-establishment thing as well for some people. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm on board, kids. I'm on board.
Unless they're fucking bras. Like down by your ankles, then maybe get some support.
Maybe.
I'm thinking about your health, people.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm only concerned about your back.
Get a bra.
Get a bra on. Get a bra. Not on Friday though, because There is a good reason. There is a good reason.
Yes, we do jest, but there is a very good reason.
So the reason that there is no bra day, which is also known as the moment that we get home from work day, because obviously I'm sure a lot of people experience this. My wife does it all the time. When she comes home from work, the bra comes off, sits in her pajamas, and she's quite happy. Today is not just about comfort, though. It is the National No Bra Day, which falls right in the middle of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it is very much for that reason, kids. Obviously, breast cancer is very, very serious for women. And for men. Men can get it as well.
Men can get, yeah.
It's time for women and men to learn about breast health. It reminds people that breast cancer is potentially a fatal disease, but also highly detectable and treatable. No National Bra Day is all about learning to spot early warning signs and get an edge in the fight against cancer. So, guys, girls, all of you, get your partner or somebody, me if you want, I don't mind, to feel around your boobs and to stick for any lumpagens. I jest. No, seriously, do get checked. At any age, go to your doctor, physician, whatever you've got to do, and make sure you get checked because it can come. I think it's early 20s that you get it from, is it? Maybe even earlier?
Yeah, I would imagine even earlier for some cases.
So do get checked. It is very serious. I know we joke a lot over here, but like obviously cancer, as we always say over here, fuck cancer.
Get in the fucking bin, mate.
Yeah, get in the fucking bin. The sooner they find a cure for it, the better the world will be. Because cancer is a horrible, horrible, horrible disease. So make sure you get signed. I know no one likes to go to the doctor. I don't like to go to the doctor, but it is in best cases. And I'm getting to 40.
Shut up. You love going there and getting fucking 2 digits stuck up your rectum. I mean, oh, prostate check, sir. Prostate check. Yeah. Yes, mate. Lining up.
So, Mr. Morris, why are you dropping your trousers? I thought this was. No, are we not getting.
You're in the dentist, mate. Wrong end, sir. Oh, fuck! I saw the white coat and just naturally thought. Well,
any chance you could just, get a couple of, just get a module bath? Just let me know. Let me know. No,
if you need to slip in a third finger, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Get in there. Get in there, mate. Have a mess around. See what you figure out. No, but all joking aside, seriously, cancer is very, very serious. Yeah. A lot of people lose a lot of loved ones to cancer every year, and I know we jest, but no, it is very serious. Make sure that you get everything sorted. Make sure that you're all happy, healthy, and well. We want to hear from you. We want you to come back and listen to the podcast more, and get on with your life more. Enjoy taking your tartars out. Take them out on Friday. Take them out every day. But do make sure you get tested because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So get your pink ribbons on and make sure that you support a great cause.
Yeah.
Right, moving swiftly on to the birthdays of this week, mate. Got a couple of birthdays this week. Sunday, the 8th of October, so tomorrow it is, or no, today. Today now.
Technically.
Yeah. We say happy birthday to Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. I almost got that sound alert right. I didn't find the time today. Famous film star Matt Damon is 52 today. 52. He's known for obviously Good Will Hunting with his friend Ben Affleck, among other great films such as Bourne Identity, The Martian, where he won a Golden Globe. And
mate,
of course, most recently,
he won a Golden Globe for a comedy. Have you seen The Martian? It's not a fucking comedy. It was like the geezer's trapped on Mars. What the fuck? Yeah. Like, it's not a fucking comedy.
So strange. It was so strange that he got that for that. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's like it's a half decent film. It's a half decent film. I don't mind it at all. But yeah, when
he lives by planting seeds in his poop.
Yeah, he irrigates, doesn't he, on the planet Mars.
On the planet Mars. So I mean, Matt Damon. What's your feelings? I quite like Matt Damon.
I like Matt Damon. Like, he's in a great film, Rounders, old school film Rounders with Ed Norton and John Malkovich. Very, I wouldn't say he's an underrated actor. I think he's a perfectly rated actor because I think he's shown throughout his career that he has many strings to his bow. He can play a comedy role. He can play a serious role. I think you know what you're going to get from Matt Damon. And yeah, I just generally think he's up there as a top tier actor.
He's in one of my favourite films by one of my favourite directors, which is Kevin Smith. He's in
Mallrats.
He is in Mallrats, but only briefly.
Dogma.
In Dogma. He is one of the angels in Dogma. He is
Ah,
not
yeah, with old
he is Loki.
Alanis
Yeah, Alanis
as
is God.
God.
She is God. But yes, I love Dogma. You can't get Dogma now because of the whole Miramax debacle with
Weinstein.
Weinstein. Yeah,
What? It's
can't
nowhere.
get Dogma. No,
Oh.
mate. Honestly, look it
Well, I
up.
haven't seen that film for years. I haven't seen that film for years.
No, I love the film and I can't get it. I can't get it now. You can maybe find an old DVD copy, but you can't find it on streaming. Cannot find it. I'm gutted about that because I love that film. I love Dogma. If you can find it, kids, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Also, another great actress or actor or whatever they sort of identify themselves as these days. Sigourney Weaver. She turns 73.
I put
73.
her. Okay, so this is possibly controversial because modern day work is nowhere near the level of Matt Damon.
No.
I put her as a level above.
I can see that
because her earlier film work far exceeds in my liking like Damon's work. Like Aliens, fucking phenomenal. Jennifer Lawrence, who was the first ever,
I knew this was coming up.
the first ever female, the first female leading action hero, whatever.
Whatever she called herself.
Yeah. Do me a favour, love. Get in the fucking bin and bow down to Our Lady Sigourney. Because you ain't got a fucking clue. And just in general, like I say, I can't. I mean, I know she did some stuff with Defenders, and she obviously was in Avatar as well, and that, and but so like I say, but her modern work is like eclipsed by Matt Damon, but her earlier stuff, like I say, with the Alien, fantastic.
Did you know her real name is Susan Alexandra Weaver? She is not. I took
didn't.
Sigourney.
But then it doesn't. Like we spoke about this before, didn't we? About people taking names. Because of it sounds better. Or...
Yeah. Well, Sigourney she took from The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where she got that from The Great Gatsby. She's obviously known for telling Queen Aliens to get the fuck away from her, you bitch. In the Aliens franchise, she reprised her role as Ellen Ripley 4 times. Also known for Ghostbusters 2.
I was going to say, like when you like Gorillas in the Mist, right? Massively underrated film. True story. Yeah. Massively underrated film. Great film.
She almost got attacked by a gorilla in that as well.
Do you know what? Another great film. Because I've just got a thing up here. Heartbreakers. Sorry.
Heartbreakers.
Like with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like stupid
Jennifer
film.
Love Huge Dicks. You mean?
Yeah, but brilliant film. Galaxy Quest is another great film.
Yeah,
well underrated film with Tim Allen. Brilliant.
I always see this, but like because they've got NTE on their ship, which stands for Not the Enterprise.
Not the Enterprise. I tell you another underrated film, Copycat.
Copycat, yeah.
Where she's a recluse, and she's a recluse author.
She's part English as well. Sigourney Weaver is. She's part British. That's why she's got 2 Golden Globes and a BAFTA. She is part British. I think I want to say her mother's English. I can't remember. I haven't got the notes up at the moment. So, but yeah, Sigourney Weaver. Yeah.
She was supposed to be in Alien 5 as well, wasn't she? Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5.
I would love to have seen that film. I like Neil Blomkamp.
They had if you look at the artwork for it, she was it's like a hybrid, wasn't she again? But not like the hybrid that they had. Oh no, she wasn't really a hybrid
wasn't
in
they
Resurrection.
Continue on from Resurrection where she was.
She wasn't a hybrid, was she? In Resurrection, she was a.
She was definitely a hybrid.
No, but but no. What I mean, she was a clone, wasn't she? Essentially,
she was a clone, but she was a hybrid.
But in the hybrid sense of what I mean is in the Blomkamp one, the visual images of her were like that she looked like a human alien, whereas in Resurrection she was a human for all intents and purposes to look at.
I was on the understanding the Blomkamp film would be that ship crashed into Earth, and then she started to change more with the alien DNA, and then it was going to be
What, and then
battle
evolved
on Earth. Yeah,
that would have been terrible. That would have been fucking terrible, man.
But I like Neil Blomkamp. So
Yeah, but like we can also say the premise sounds fucking terrible, and sometimes it's a good thing that they shut a movie down before it got made.
Yeah, and maybe that's the reason it ultimately got shut down. That, like, he's telling this story, and although he's a good director,
Alien Resurrection was not a great film. It was better, in my opinion, than the 3. We've had this debate before.
Yeah.
Apart from the 20-minute end, like last 20 minutes.
We won't talk about last 20 minutes.
But following on from that, if 5 kind of followed on from that, I think I'm appreciative after watching all of them in a row, and then I watched like Covenant, and then Prometheus, and then Covenant, and that. I'm much happier with the way they let Ridley take the series.
Mm-hmm.
Much more happy.
You see, I didn't like Prometheus when I first watched it, but on watching a couple of rewatches,
watching it back,
really
and watching it with Covenant, and watching it after the original Alien films, it kind of ties in really, really well.
It does. I agree. 100%.
But when it's like one of those things, once you've got such a big gap between, like, if you take 3 and 4 out of it, because 3 and 4, like, they are canon, but take them out of it, and then just go 1 and 2, and then go Prometheus, and you're like, okay, yeah, it follows, and then obviously, like with then Covenant as well, it ties in quite nicely.
I'd almost hope that if they did another Alien films, they did what they did in Isolation.
They do an Isolation film, that would be good.
That'd be fantastic. But if they were going to continue like with Alien, then I'd almost hope that they did the Transformers, the Terminator thing, where they just go, Salvation didn't happen, and 3 didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
right. So they kind of like alternate universe after 2.
Yes, that's it. That's where I prefer them to go. Yeah. And even if you went like,
it's pretty much what fucking Transformers are doing. They're like, well, we'll branch off this way and fucking this way. The timeline is so fucked up at this point. We'll just whatever, fuck it. Like,
because fucking was it Dark Side of the Moon or Night something?
Night was Wahlberg's first film, wasn't it? There was a Dark Side of the Moon.
Early England or something,
and Anthony Hopkins was there.
What are we doing here?
But mate, then if you've watched the newest Transformers, or if you watch Bumblebee, well, the fucking military knew that Bumblebee was here in the fucking 80s.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, what are we doing here? Like, none of this makes sense.
And then in the newest one, like Age of the Beast or whatever it was called, it's like, hang on a minute, they've always fucking been here. Like, since the start of fucking time. What the fuck? Where was this gorilla fucking motherfucker when Megatron come down? Like, he was just, fuck it, I'm swinging in me fucking trees, and I. Where the fuck was he?
What's happened? What's happening? Oh, Megatron.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck him.
I'll chill out over here, swinging me trees. Did no one see the giant metal gorilla? I mean, you can say that he looked like a gorilla.
Sigourney did. She looked after it in the mist.
Clearly, fucking giant silverback. Right, moving on to Monday the 9th of October, another deceased celebrity, John Lennon. John Lennon was born on the 9th of...
Imagine all the people.
1940 in Liverpool, England. He was one of the most celebrated artists of his time. He was a singer-songwriter, peace activist, and co-created the Beatles. Obviously, everyone knows the Beatles. Can't sing them over here because they'll be shut down. After the band's breakup in 1970, Lennon pursued a solo career, which is what you just heard the wonderful TJ renditioning. Excuse me. And started a family. Died at the age of 40 after being shot 4 times. 4 times to take that motherfucker down. Outside his apartment in New York City by Mark David Chapman on the 8th of December in 1980. He would have been 83 if it wasn't for his murder. So potentially, John Lennon could have still been with us, like Macca, who just won't die for some reason.
Fucking hell. Like, iconic, legendary, amazing, visionary, batshit crazy wife.
Yes. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh no. Welcome to the bin.
Like it goes to that point, doesn't it? Like, to be all those things I just mentioned, you got to be a little bit cuckoo crazy. He was definitely on that level, like him and her. Definitely that little eccentric, oddball.
It may be the copious amount of drugs that he took in the 70s.
Yeah,
I don't
quite
know.
possibly. Quite
I
possibly.
wasn't there.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Maybe makes maybe it did like alter the brain chemistry a little bit. Yeah, maybe. But great, John Lennon, great. Like I'm not a Beatles lover.
I do like the Beatles. I will say
but I appreciate them massively because I feel I'm very much someone that believes without certain things in our past, we wouldn't get certain things in our future. Like they laid the groundwork. The Beatles, Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones. You know, these all laid the groundwork for future bands, future artists. You know, so and even further, you know, previous to those, Elvis. You know.
Yeah, one of the first bands to really breach into the United States as well.
Yeah.
Because they went on to, I can't remember the name of the show, but they went on there and everyone thought it was going to be a joke, and then it was Beatles mania. Now, also for our drug users within the audience, Yellow Submarine on a load of acid is a really good time. It's a really good
Wouldn't
time.
know because I've never done anything like that. Sorry.
It's all fun. It's all fun, kids. Again, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Moving on to the next day, which is going to be Thursday in our week. A great actor, a great Australian actor, in my opinions. Hugh Jackman. Hugh Michael Jackman, born on October 12th, 1968 in Sydney, Australia. He's 54 this coming Thursday. He's an Australian actor who started his career in theatre and TV. His big break came, obviously, when he got Wolverine Logan. And let's face it, he really embodies Wolverine when he plays him. Don't you think?
Triple threat.
He
can
is
sing, can dance, can act.
Yeah. And as proved in La Miserable.
Well, Greatest Showman.
And The Greatest Showman.
You know, I have to still say, though, his best role for me was in the absolutely wonderful and amazing movie 43 when he had a couple of dangly testicles from his chin. And he's there, like, dribbling the soup down him, and he's like, and he's literally, like, Kate Winslet's there, and she's got a couple of fucking testes hanging off his
pair of bollocks on his face.
It's fucking brilliant. It's absolutely great. Like, movie 43, if you haven't seen it, it's the shittest, brilliant film ever made. Because it is literally just a compilation of skits.
A lot of people got scammed into that as well.
A-list actors, like proper A-list. Like I say, the scene is
Chris Pratt.
Well, we got Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet are at a blind date for dinner. He's like got a turtleneck or whatever on, and he takes it off, and he's got fucking testicles, giant fucking hairy balls hanging from his chin, and she's like, "Oh my fucking god!" Like, and then when the waiter comes over, and she's like, "Fucking look at his fucking," and he's just there, like, you know, like he starts licking his balls because he's fucking got soup on them, and it's fucking brilliant. And like when you actually watch movie 43, all of the other, it's like the one movie, it's the one with Chloe Grace Moretz as well. Like in movie 43, so you've got Chloe Grace Moretz, the guy, the fucking super bad.
There's loads
McLovin.
in Superbad, mate.
McLovin. I can't remember it. Like
not John Cena.
John Cena.
Michael Cera.
No, not Michael Cera. McLovin, the guy who plays. Anyway, so Chloe Grace Moretz there with her boyfriend. She comes on a period while they're sitting on the sofa, stands up, and they think she's gonna die, like because she's bleeding, obviously, because she started her period at like 12 or whatever. And they're like, "Oh my god, she's gonna die!" And then he comes in and is like, "Fuck! Oh my god! Oh no, she's fucking bleeding to death." It's like, it's fucking great. Like movie.
Just to give you an idea of some of the people that are in movie 43, you got Emma Stone, Michael Stephen Merchant, Richard Gere, Liv Schreiber, Dennis Quaid, Greg Kinnear, Common is in it, fucking Charlie Saxton, Will Sasso, Adisa Ray, Seth MacFarlane, love Seth MacFarlane, Mike Meldman, Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Julie Clare, Kate Finneran, Roy Jenkins, Rocky Russo, Anna Madigan, fucking Jeremy Allen White, Naomi Watts, Alex Kramer, Julie Ann Emery, Anna Austin Cope, Anna Faris, Chris Pratt, JB Smooth, Jared Paul, Mary Arca, Aaron LaPlante.
Right, mate, we ain't got all night, dude. Come on, calm down.
Mate, it's just the sheer amount.
Right, Justin Long, Gerard Butler, Bob Odenkirk, Kieran Culkin, like Christopher Mintz-Plasse is the guy I'm talking about, McLovin.
Yeah.
That's
Jason Sudeikis.
Oh my God, I thought we were done.
It's almost fucking endless, the amount of people.
Richard Gere, Josh Duhamel, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, just endless. I mean, I don't know how they convinced all these people that they got him. And didn't they get sued or something for it?
There was something come up about it. It's a shit film, but it's a brilliant shit film.
It's like skits that are just bad.
It's just
isn't the one where like one's marrying a robot or a garbage lady that's made to look like his mom?
I can't remember all of them, but there's just some weird shit. But going back to Jackman, like once again, we'll go back to the original we started with Matt Damon. Once again, I would put Hugh Jackman just because of my level of enjoyment of the films that he was in. They're my films in a sense of like X-Men, like Deadpool, that he's going to be in. I'm well looking forward to that.
Don't mention that.
Shut up, you. Real Steel, loved Real Steel, great film.
A lot of people hated that, right?
I really enjoyed Real Steel. Like really enjoyed Real Steel. I didn't mind Van Helsing when he was in that. The Prestige, phenomenal film. The Prestige. Brilliant.
Yeah, do check out any of his films, kids, because he's done a fuck ton of them, and they're great. A lot of them, 90% at least, are great.
Swordfish, great film.
Swordfish, yeah, man. So many, honestly, because there's films that you can bring it up and go, fuck, I forgot he was in that. I forgot he was in that. Right, moving away from our calendar news. That's the calendar news, kids. Hope you all enjoyed it. We'll be back with some more next week. Entertainment news. Now, this first story isn't so much entertainment, but more entertaining. So I got this story from High Times, which anyone who smokes weed will know that's a weed magazine.
It's a bloody hilarious story.
Yeah. So a herd of sheep devoured hundreds of pounds of pot in Greece. That's right. So when I read it, I was like, what's happened here? So just to give you the full story, a herd of sheep grazed in nude Alamaris.
Almaros.
Is that how you say it?
I'd say Almaros.
In the Thessaly region. Thessaly?
Thessaly.
Thank you. It's what I have him on the show for. Region of Greece invaded a medical cannabis green. I can't say any words now. Greenhouse and at least 100 kilograms of pot or marijuana for those that are unaware, or cannabis, if you wish. Local reports says the incident was spurred on by displaced livestock in Greece after Storm Daniel ripped through the Mediterranean country. NPR reports that over 600 pounds of cannabis were consumed by sheep in
Fuck!
While other sources say 220 pounds.
I mean, not a big difference there. 600 or 220. Just like
380.
It's just a few grams.
That's it. Nothing to worry about. Either way, massive amount of medical cannabis. Sheep throughout Europe are known to be attracted to eating cannabis. Are they? I can't say they've ever put a bud near a sheep's mouth. Often becoming unruly or behaving strangely. They're all just going.
Mate, have you seen the film Black Sheep?
Is
it Black Sheep? Man. I'm sure it's Black Sheep, isn't it?
I've seen Black Sheep.
Mate,
God.
That is this. Watch out, Greece. You're going to get fucking munched on by some fucking hungry, like, pot-riddled fucking stoner sheep. They've got the munchies and they're coming for you.
They've got the taste of human flesh. I'm sure he tastes like cheesy buffs. I've eaten him.
Fucking hell. Oh, dear.
The farmer owner said the sheep were noticeably high. How were they just drinking loads of pot?
Bloodshot eyes laying on the back like.
One of them was going, stick Family Guy on. I just want to watch Family Guy endlessly.
One of them was there just headbutting a tree like.
particularly in the way it caused them to jump around in ecstasy. Man, they couldn't have been high. Have you ever seen a stoner jump around? He's like, ooh, I don't know, man. I'm pretty chilled.
I'm pretty bad. Mate, it's fucking
don't
mental.
really want to do
mental. Love it.
Oh, dear. It's been only months since the first medical cannabis operations in Greece were launched. They need money.
Mate. Cocaine Bear, Stoner Sheep. This is a film.
Stoner Sheep.
This
mate,
is a
we should
film.
write it. Let's write it. Let's film it. Stoner Sheep.
This is 100% in 2025. Stoner Sheep will get released, or 2024.
Oh, mate, someone's definitely making a film out of this.
Yeah.
A flock of sheep with a serious case of the munchies hit the jackpot after they snuck into the greenhouse in Magnesia, Greece. Their reward was £600 of medical marijuana. The sheep were looking for shelter after Storm Daniel brought heavy rain and flood into the region. After the feast, farmer owner Yanis, I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, said the sheep Baronis said
Barunis.
So the sheep were jumping higher than goats. Have you seen how high a goat can jump?
Yeah.
which we were told never happens. Way higher than goats, presumably. I wish someone had some video of this. Can you imagine a video of stoned sheep? That would make me happy for days. Sheep normally graze on grass. Legumens? Is that how you say legumens?
I don't know what. Legumes.
Legumes. Clovers, forbs, which is wildflowers, and other pasture crops. Wildflowers are legumes. Are typically amongst their favourite foods, and they first eat forbs before other plants. It's not the only flower they're after, apparently, because they're after the lovely taste of cannabis. Yo, man, I'm thinking about getting some of that cannabis herb and eating that, and then maybe sitting down watching some American Dad.
They're Greek, not Jamaican, mate.
Well, they're Jamaican now because they're smoking the herb. That's what happened. So yes, do go and check out that story if you want to see some stoned sheep. Who doesn't want to?
I want to see video footage, to be honest.
I want to see
in the era of camera phones. I want to see these sheep,
mate. Because if I was a farmer and I saw sheep jumping,
I'm making 250 quid a video on You've Been Framed here, mate. 100%.
No way I'm missing this. This is amazing. Making some dough. In other news, Redfall, the fall of Redfall, if you will. We're in fall now, American stores, and it's the fall of Redfall, which currently only has 6 players.
Well, before we go into its current state, so you've played Redfall. I downloaded Redfall and then deleted it after watching you play it, but before I even started.
Which I'd done now.
Because it was a day one release on Game Pass. First person shooter set in the town of Redfall, vampires,
good on paper.
A little bit of crafting, wasn't there? A little bit of crafting in there. Graphically
by Arcane.
Well, graphically looked decent. Microsoft backed. Was supposed to be like a big game for them on release.
Multiplayer, 4 player, so maybe me and TJ go murking some vamps.
But a lot of issues on release. A lot of issues on release.
Mate, it's not only the issues on release though. It was the content within the game. Like
it was lacking everything, wasn't it? Yeah, it was lacking any kind of depth. Like it looked visually, like the town looked cool and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah, it had a visual style, kids. It had a visual style.
But it wasn't like your Call of Duty or anything like that. No. But it lacked massive amount of substance from what I could see. Like I say, I didn't play it, but from just what I
played it for 2 hours and saw the same vampire the entire time, and I was like, so. Is this all this is? I just go around. The powers were underwhelming. Everything about it, the shooting felt mediocre at best. I mean, I played RoboCop this weekend, and I'll be honest, RoboCop was probably higher than Redfall, and that was literally playing just RoboCop. Your gun felt like a pea shooter, and it did, mate. Just going on to RoboCop, mate. They need to do something about that. So I'm playing RoboCop. It's got to be a power trip, right?
Yeah.
If I'm being RoboCop, I've got to feel like I'm fucking RoboCop. and fucking pumping 17 rounds into just a dude.
Do you know what, right? Just the clip that I saw you of playing RoboCop, it reminded me of, like, there was like you know, the slow-mo in Judge Dredd when you were like the clip that I saw you playing was like you went through a doorway. It like kind of went into like slow motion mode as you like aimed in on people. I was like thinking like, what I don't like what is with the slow mo for the aim, and then like obviously it was quite cool how like the visual is set out that you're obviously seeing through the mask, so you know you've got the like green things that popped up on screen and bits and pieces and whatnot. That was kind of cool, but yeah, largely it looked uninspiring. And very much like Redfall.
Yeah, mate. This problem with Redfall and RoboCop is it could be any shooter. It could have been any shooter, anytime, anywhere, by anybody. There was nothing to set it aside. Like, the vampires were dull because it's a vampire. I shouldn't be able to put 50 bullets into it to kill it. I don't care what any fucker says. We go by the vampire rules. Sunlight, stakes, garlic, you know, can't see themselves in mirrors, can't come through doors that they're not invited in. This was just, yeah, we got fangs. What do you mean you got fangs? You got fangs. Are you immortal? No. Got fangs. Oh, what? You're not really a vampire. You're any generic monster in any fucking game. If you've just got fangs and you go, yeah, can you fly? Sort of. What do you mean, sort of? I mean,
I can jump as high as a stone sheep.
That's it. And then what do? Well, I come at you clawing. So, do you phase or turn into mist? Maybe a bat or werewolf? No. What kind of vampire are you?
Shit one, mate. That's what it was.
Shit vampire. So you've seen Blade? Yeah, seen Blade. Hey, can you do any of that?
And well, the thing is as well, when you consider that they made Prey and Dishonored, which have like massive followings,
good games.
This, just like fell off a cliff. But it seemed to be par for the course because there was like a 3 or 4 month period where we'll call this a AAA, ish release. Was falling flat on its face because at the same time as this, like the Gollum game come out, didn't it, for Lord of the Rings, and that fucking fell off a fucking cliff. That was fucking terrible, and it just seemed like all of a sudden
that shut the studio. Did you see?
Well,
they
that's
shut
what I mean.
The whole fucking studio.
Like, it seemed like for a period of time, game development was just like, we don't know how to make a game anymore.
That's it. That's like, exactly what it feels like.
They sacked all their creative fucking people and then just mishmash bullshit together.
Yeah, it's like, can you make a first-person shooter? Yes.
And the funniest thing,
yes.
Well, the funniest thing is, like with the Gollum one, it's Lord of the Rings, Gollum, whatever. When they released a statement apologising for the game, they called it Lord of Ring. Like, actually, in the statement, it said Lord of Ring, Gollum, whatever the game was called, and you're like, oh my god, the developers don't even know the name of their own fucking game, and it's not even like it's a random name, it's an iconic fucking franchise, you absolute fucktards.
Worldwide known franchise.
What the absolute fuck? How can you fuck this? And that just goes to show, when I say about they don't have a clue what they're doing, proofread your fucking statements at least.
Try.
How can in 2023 when you've got spell fucking checker, you idiot? Well, actually, that wouldn't, because technically they didn't spell the words wrong. They just obviously missed words out.
Well, I'm pretty sure Lord of Ring is a completely different game that is not.
Lord of Ring, Lord of Ring is what they were watching while trying to fucking develop the game because it's bullshit. But anyway, going back to Redfall. Redfall shit game. And it's near the end because how many people were playing it? Did you say, Joe?
6 players. 6. It's worldwide.
Wait. I was going to say in the world. We're not just our little country of the UK. No. 6 people in the world were playing Redfall on Steam. Now I will caveat this: the game is still free on Game Pass, so there might be another 3 people playing it on Game Pass.
Maybe.
So it might break double figures for worldwide concurrent players. Maybe it reaches 10. Maybe. At a push.
Its peak numbers in 24-hour period was 30.
11.
Right. No, 30. It's tragic.
30.
I mean,
30.
This is what's really sad. It's lifetime best. It's been out for about 6 months, 7 months, something like that.
Mate, yeah, roughly.
Lifetime best is 1,560 people.
That's mad.
There are more people.
And but that is just on Steam, isn't it? We do have to caveat that once again, this is just on Steam. I would imagine the numbers were quite high on Game Pass if they released the numbers because it was free on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So it's a day one release.
And they're still releasing DLC for it. They're still going to release.
Well, those DLC 6 people need to fucking get their fix.
Well, yeah, exactly. I've paid £70. I'm having some fucking use out of this boring vampire shooter. Right, so ultimately, our advice is don't bother. Just I will say, on Xbox at the moment they have released a 60 frames per second catch, so you can play your steaming piece of turd faster. So that's a
you can win, you can in clearer quality see just how shit the vampires are.
That's it. So that's a win. Maybe not a win. Apparently, Microsoft is standing by Arcane, and they're not going to shut the studio, which is good. I don't want.
They've released Prey and Dishonored. Dishonored, I did think I heard was getting another game. So if this was the first game they'd ever released, okay, they're fucked. They're screwed. But they have got quality behind them.
Yes.
So
which is
maybe
such a letdown.
Maybe give them another shot, but they are on fucking tenterhooks.
Yeah, because honestly, that's bad. I mean, Microsoft do turn around and say we maybe should have stepped in and maybe quality checked and made sure that they're on the right path. And I suppose in Arcane's defense, they'd never made a 4-player co-op game in that vein before.
Yeah, because Prey and that are single player, aren't they? So
yeah, they are. Prey's a very good game. I mean, it's set on a space station where aliens literally can turn into cups. Which
I was going to say that it's like visually, it's actually quite stunning watching them like morph around and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, and then you can morph around and turn yourself into a cup and skip through a hole in a wall. And so it very good game. Go play Prey and go play Dishonored, but steer clear of Redfall unless they turn it around, which.
It's never going to happen.
I can't see them doing.
Yeah, they'll turn it around by deleting the game and remaking it from the ground up, which won't ever happen.
The only way they can turn this around is just giving those 1,560 people their money back and going, sorry.
You would like to think that they had 2 hours on Steam and most of them probably did get their money back.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I mean, I'll be honest, within an hour of my time, I was like, and delete.
Yeah.
Because this is trash.
Wish I'd fucking known that with fucking Under the Waves.
Yeah, well, what can we do? Talking about games, and another exclusive game, and I did not see this coming, and I have played the first one. Spider-Man 2 is apparently only 15 hours long, main story. Clarify that, main story. And early reports are suggesting that it's only 28 hours long to platinum. Now, the first one wasn't stupid long, and you do play Spider-Man for the thrill of playing Spider-Man, more or less. But I will say, I expected more from Spider-Man 2. Now, these are just claims, by the way, kids. These are just claims. We haven't played it. Game's not out until next week or the week after. So, now, TJ, how long do you like your games to be?
Do you want my controversial take?
I do want your controversial take, because I knew this is what you were going to be your controversial
take. Okay. So, the argument comes in, is it value for money? Right? Yes. Time spent, value for money. Now, I'm just going to throw some numbers out at you, right? Well, first of all, I'm going to turn around and say it's subjective.
Yes.
Like, this is 100% subjective, because ultimately, right, okay, let me put it in this sense. 15 hours, £70. Okay, you go to like 15 hours of potential enjoyment, whatever, gameplay, distraction, whatever. It's 15 hours if you play the game from start to finish. 15 hours. So you've got 15 hours for your £70. Let's quantify that in other things. If you go to the cinema and see a 2-hour film and it costs you £12 at the cinema, okay, 2 hours. So that means, quick maths, it works out at £12. It works out £84 to get the equivalent. So you'd need to spend 14 more pounds to get the same amount of enjoyment from
Tom Holland
from
around
a
as
movie.
Spider-Man if you want.
Well, several different movies. Yeah. If you went to see, let's take it into another realm, a football match lasts 90 minutes. We've added time and everything. We now call it 105 minutes. Average ticket price, minimum 40 odd pounds. So how many hundreds of pounds is that going to cost you to get 15 hours? It's Correct. All relevant.
It is all relevant.
So for you to turn around, hang on just 2 seconds. For you to turn around and say like, oh, it's not, it's not. If that's your argument that it's too much money, then don't buy it for a year. Wait for it to be 30 quid, and then go and play it.
Or get it on PlayStation Plus,
because
when it'll be free in about a year and a half.
Ultimately, it's it's 70 quid. I understand that's a lot of money. But if you're arguing, then this is the other thing. This is the other thing as well. That doesn't tell the whole story, because if you are a completionist, it's actually 28, potentially up to 35 hours.
Yeah.
So that's 35 hours, which technically means, let's say it's 35. That's £2 an hour.
Yeah.
Or is that not cheap value for money?
I think the problem comes in, Tej, when it says the words open world. Now, it's not because open world is something that you should dictate to be in 100 hours, but things like GTA, Cyberpunk 2077 came out in a terrible state, by the way, and other such games which I can't think of now. Starfield, they give you a lot more bang for your buck, but it will come down to, and this is my opinion, I'm sure you're going to agree, it's quantity, right? If that story piece that's 40 minutes long for the mission is nothing but like you swinging, having a baller of a time, feeling like you're Spider-Man, feeling like you're Miles Morales is Spider-Man, like, and having a fantastic time playing out this amazing scene about him versus various rogues gallery.
Yeah,
and it sort of outweighs itself, because Cyberpunk is great, not denying it. For me, Starfield is great, but it's very thin. It's very much go in, shoot, story. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like TJ says, it is all relative. It is all relative.
Spider-Man as a concept is completely different than any of those other games you mentioned. Like, because what you can do, and how the story plays out is completely different. Same as Grand Theft Auto is completely different to Starfield. Is like Cyberpunk is probably the closest you're going to get to a Grand Theft Auto style. Like, they're in the same.
And even Cyberpunk doesn't come close to the numbers that GTA has done.
But GTA is a fucking anomaly, right? And like Starfield, let's talk about fucking Starfield, right? Let's talk about, you want value for money. Cool. Oh, look at this brilliant fucking open world sprawling game with all these fucking planets. You can land pretty much anywhere on the planet, but the planet is where you land, you can't walk across the whole planet. You can walk in a small little section of that planet. You can jump off and then fly to another part of the planet, but you're still encompassed in a small little generated section of that planet. And ultimately, every planet only has like one, maybe two actual point of interest, which like actually have any meaning for that planet.
Well, have any story value? They'll have points of interest.
Yeah, that's what I mean for the story. So the rest of it is just, it's a bit meh. Like, and I haven't played that much Starfield, obviously. But once again, you get out of it what you put in. For someone like me, 70 quid for Starfield is a complete waste of money. But then again, I'm also going to sit here and say I won't be paying £70 for Spider-Man. I will buy Spider-Man, if I ever buy Spider-Man, when it's a lot cheaper. Just because I'm a cheapskate. No, just because like 70 quid. I'll put it, okay, let me put it in this context, right? I have just bought EA FC 24. It's the first FIFA game. It's not even FIFA, but the EA football game that I have bought in a number of years, right? I bought it off CD Keys, so it was cheaper than buying it off of Steam or anyone else. I paid £38 for it, okay? Now, I will get hours, hundreds of hours of gameplay over the next year out of that game.
Yes.
But to caveat that, it's the same shit. Like I am literally regurgitating the same stuff over and over and over and over. So
Different character models, different
like,
names, and different stats. That's all you
but
really
yeah,
gain.
but the game still plays exactly the same.
Yeah.
Essentially, a few caveats here and there. But that's I get my enjoyment from that. Like, yes, I've got hundreds of hours, so you turn around and go, oh, wow, it's hundreds of hours, so of course that works out, like, because I'm not going to play out my 10, I'm just going to play career mode. That, you know, like, that he's his investment that he sunk into that game has been well returned with the hours he's got. But with something like a Spider-Man, the investment is greater than what you get back from it, but the feeling, the enjoyment, and the immersion in it is no doubt far eclipsing what I will ever get from EA, FC24, FIFA, anything like. Even like a Call of Duty, Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a rinse and repeat game. Yes, caveat, like different game styles that people play and whatnot, but it's a rinse and repeat game. Spider-Man, like any story mode game, like the immersion is so far greater into the game, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for an immersive experience, and like I say, every other immersive experience that we can go and spend our time doing, cinema, movie, fucking go to the theater, concert, it actually isn't bad value for money in what you're getting.
I mean, the problem is that other things have done similar and made them longer, but obviously we haven't
quality
played
and quantity,
2.
isn't it, as well? I do want to caveat this that the game might be shit, and then it like really is a thingy. Like Redfall turned out to be shit, like we were saying. But going by the previous games, once again, I haven't played them. I know you have, so I'll bow to you on this one. The
missions were fun to play through. The bosses are a bit terrible, but I hear that they've sorted those out in Miles Morales, which I've still got to play and I've got it on Steam. But this one, you know, if the story is so engrossing that for 17, 15, whatever you want hours, right, I'm just glued and I need to know what's happening next, then at the end of the game, I would sit there and go, no, I had a fantastic story and I enjoyed it. The side stuff on the original Spider-Man was a bit lackluster, I won't deny. They say they've solved that. So the side stuff might just be as interesting. The problem that people have got is Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West is 40 hours for its main story and's got a load of side content and the story's enthralling all the way through. But it is in a little bit of a different vein because this has got a massive city where you're flying through as Spider-Man, and that's an experience in itself. You've got to bear in mind from a publisher and not publisher, from a developer point of view, they have to pay a lot for the license.
Yeah.
You know, to do all the voice lines, to make it feel like you're Spidey flying through those things. And an original IP doesn't have to do any of that. They can do whatever they want. Yes, they still have to pay a voice actor to do all the speaking lines. But when you've got Spider-Man, you've got to pay the House of Mouse or Sony, as it would be, because they own Spider-Man license.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is a little bit different. Now, I know it's a Sony-owned and run game and everything, but people still want their cheddar, mate. People still want their money. If you're going to put, you know, Spider-Man in anything, you've got to pay the money for it. Plus, they've got Venom. Plus, they've got all these other rogues gallery. So, yeah, your mileage is going to vary. That's the top and the bottom is your mileage is going to vary. I don't think this is as bad as everyone is making out of. But the problem with video gamers now is that they've got such a fucking cross to bear. They're so unhappy with the end product, no matter what the product is. And we spoke about this about Starfield. Now, Starfield, love it or hate it, there is hours and hours and hours of gameplay if you're willing to do it.
But is it quality?
But is it quality? It's going to a base, killing everyone, reading the bits of manuscript that you read, or talking to Bob about the spaceship that Bob created, and then going back to a place and doing it all again. This is set piece that you're going to feel like you're Spider-Man spinning, you know, threading the needle. It's just a bit of a different thing, kids. You can't judge everything by everything that came before. You've got to take each experience. That's why reviews exist. Now, if the reviews come out and they're giving it 5s and 6s, by all means, put your hands up, call them a bunch of cunts, and I'll back you. I personally will back you and say, that's right. Don't produce a £70 game, 15 hours, that's a turd. Right? And I'll end up inevitably playing Spiderman. And I'll tell you where I think when I play it. I'm not going to say I'm going to play it on release. October is stacked.
Yeah.
October is fucking stacked of games. No way that I'll ever get through it. So,
how much is Alan Wake going to be on release?
It's 50 quid.
50 quid. Obviously, it's not got
but they're
a Marvel
not producing,
license.
They're not producing a physical copy either.
Right. Okay. Do you know roughly how many hours that's going to be? I would imagine it's going to be sub 20. It's going to be around the 15, 16 hour mark. That kind of seems like a sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean, you might,
because then it leaves it. Do you know why? Do you know why? It leaves it open for DLC as well.
Of course,
this is the thing.
Remedy do DLC.
Yeah, my ultimate argument with this is, if you have a problem with the price of the game, don't fucking buy it on release. It's fucking simple. Like, if you're like, oh my god, it's 70 quid, then just don't buy it at release. Buy it. If the game doesn't sell gangbusters on release, it will soon be discounted because they need it to sell. So
exactly,
it's like everything, right? It's FOMO. It's massive FOMO, right? Oh, I can't. I hate this. It's £70. I can't not buy it on release. I've got to buy it on release. No, you don't.
We talked about this on the Opinions podcast.
Well, if you don't buy it on release, like if everyone took a stand and was like, fuck this, I'm paying this bullshit price, game companies have got to do something because they need to make that fucking nut back.
They've got to make the money back, mate.
So it changes.
For those that are wondering, it means the fear of missing out.
Oh yeah, sorry, fear of missing out. Like, I remember back in the day when like pay-per-view boxing, it was like, oh, we're going to do the first pay-per-view boxing. It's going to be £12 on Sky, and everyone was like, oh my fucking god, I got to pay, like, before it was all free. Now I've got to pay 12 quid.
Yeah.
If no one had fucking bought that pay-per-view, or if 10 people had bought that pay-per-view, not the millions of people that bought it, they would have scrapped that model. Because it's like, well, fuck, we ain't going to make this money, are we? We have to think of something else. And it's the same thing. They will push the boundary. They know you're going to pay 55 quid. So let's just push it to 60. Let's push it to 65. Let's push it to 70. They've obviously got a nut to cover. And it's like, if X amount of people will pay it on release, winner, chicken dinner, because then they also in 3 months' time can drop it down for, oh, look, it's like a special holiday special. We'll drop it down to 55 quid. And then they'll get the second wave of people buy it.
Yeah.
But if no one buys that first wave at $70, 70 quid, whatever, and that fucking annoys me, the fact that we don't get the exchange rate. Like, it will be $70 and £70, where we should be paying 58 quid. But we're not.
Banking that.
We will pay 70. It's the one thing that annoys me. We don't get and there's a reason for it. I don't know what it is, but we don't get the crossover in exchange rate. It's fucking annoying with electronics and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, they know that they're going to get a first wave, they're going to get a second wave, they're going to get a third wave. Yeah. That's what they know.
Not to mention the establishments that have to pay £300 or 400 or £2,000. I know that your mileage varies on that as well. But if a pub has it on, they do not pay the individual price.
I mean, a pub's not going to have Spiderman on, but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about more about the boxing.
Sport and sport, yeah.
Because, like I say, so we spoke about this on the Opinions podcast. It all started with your horse armor. Now, if 50,000 people didn't buy horse armor at £7 a pop, we'd be less likely to get ridiculous skin armor now, because me and TJ were so old that we're from a point where you used to finish a game and unlock a clothing that you would then wear on a further playthrough.
Well, Metal Gear Solid, you unlock there's two things. You unlock the bandana, or you unlock the cloak. Yeah. We as consumers are idiots, and we've played into the hands of the corporations and everything, and enabled them to do this. Essentially, we've said this before. If we ever want this to change, we have to take the power back, but we won't ever do that because there's FOMO, and we are idiots, essentially. We are mindless sheep that are like, whoa, I need to have this, and we will buy this. And so there will be millions of people that will go out and spend a fuck ton of money on something on release. Maybe not millions, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, I'm not sure. That will buy it on release because they have to have it, you know. I have a gentleman in my stream, Andy, who's like desperately waiting for Metal Gear Solid to come out, and like he's like, you know, oh, I'm going to be the first person to to platinum Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm going to do it. And the minute it comes out, 1 minute past midnight, and bam, I'm on it. I'm like, what's the name? And like, you know, that's cool. And there'll be people that want to do a Spiderman. I'm going to be the first man to complete Spiderman. I want to, like, you know, and you're going to get your content creators all throwing shit up. This is another thing. It's like a vicious cycle.
TJ, I was going to say, just before you go into your point, we're part of the problem as well.
Yeah.
We're streamers. We're part of the problem because we buy products to
on release.
show our constituents, show our friends, the people who watch us, communities. That's the word I was.
Community, yeah.
Not to sell it to them, but we are encouraging them.
Well, we essentially want to keep them engaged to us so they don't go elsewhere. By doing that, we buy the new shit so they come to us and watch us play the new shit. You know, and in turn, they may watch half an hour of a gameplay. Oh, that's fucking really cool. I'm going to go and buy that. It's free like streaming is free advertising, isn't it? Like we are giving them free advertising. Well, it depends actually. You watch me, it's not free advertising. I'm shit at video games.
Don't watch me either.
Like, you know. But yeah, it's like I say, things. I'm not going to say things need to change because ultimately you get out what you put in. If like I don't believe in the larger scheme of things, realistically, is $70 too far out the way for 15 hours of entertainment? Not if you actually like put it up for debate against another 15 hours of entertainment from any other medium that you want to put.
It's almost cheaper. Almost cheaper.
But other than say like football or the thing you like, if you compare it to cinema, the outlay is obviously different, you know, because you've got to go to the cinema multiple times to make up them 15 hours. So you know, but you're still getting those 15 hours of immersion in something for £70. That 15 hours of immersion in something else costs equivalent, possibly more. So in that regard, if you just break it down to that, I don't think it's out of the way.
£70 seems a lot because it used to be 60, and it seemed a lot.
It's the same with everything, isn't it? Because
it used to be a lot when it seemed like it was 40.
I agree, but yeah, like you say, everything goes up. The cinema, you could say, it used to be £7, £9, 10, 12. You know, like everything goes up. You know, and so you can't. It's capitalism for you, isn't it? It like. Unfortunately, it's just the way things are, and in an ideal world, we'd be paying £35 for all our video games. That'd be fucking glorious. But we live in the real world, not the ideal world.
That's it.
And so, 15 hours, £70, £2. What was it? I said, whatever I worked it out as, whatever I said it was. If it's 35 hours roughly total, 28 to 38, 35, you're looking at £2 an hour. You know, you can't do much for £2 an hour nowadays. Can't even buy a fucking Mars bar for £2, and that don't last an hour. It lasts about 2 seconds with me, mate.
Again,
gone.
Guys, if you've got a different opinion, you want me and TJ to discuss this further, put your comments below. Let us know. We're happy to bring this up again because it is an important comment. We've talked about it on the opinions, and I think, honestly, if I'm going to break it down for you, it's only going to get worse.
I definitely feel like I have an unpopular opinion on this one because I don't feel like I'm siding with them saying they're correct to do it, but I do feel like if you actually break it down in the context of other things, it's not actually expensive. But it seems like an expensive initial outlay. And like you say, it is because we are from a generation where we have seen the steady increase from 30 to X to X. But then also we have seen the steady increase in the technology in like the game, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog 2D side-scrolling platformer to Cyberpunk is
if you really want to break it down, I remember
apart.
Freddo's being 10p. Freddo's are now 25p, and it's ridiculous. fucking down with the Freddo fucking inflation.
Mate. Buy the fucking multi-packs. The cheapest way to get them. 6 Freddos for £1. Boom. That's a bit of life advice for you people.
That's a bit of life advice.
Freddy multi-packs.
The higher outlay, the better fucking cost savings.
Costco, baby, Costco.
TJ. Right, so moving on to our main subject now. Our main subject this week is the top 5 fights from both of us in cinema.
Our opinion each.
This is our opinion. Now, this is right, subject. Again, comment below if you want to call us a bear of cunts. I don't care.
Give us your top 5 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you put yours in order?
No.
Mine's not in order because that is very difficult for me to do. I've just put five of my favourites.
Top fights, yeah. 5 favourite fights. I mean, top 5's probably wrong. 5 favourite fights would have been better. But I'm working after a week of work on a Saturday morning, going, "What the fuck do I have to do?"
Are we going to go one at a time? You go, I go. You go, I go.
I was about to ask you the same question.
Yeah.
So...
If you want to lead the dance with yours, and then if we do have any that sync, we can then have a discussion about it together. Like, I've got that as well. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm going to go with my the one that I've got listed as number 1, and this is from an old film. This is I think it's an 80s film, if I'm correct. This is John Nadder versus Frank Armitage. The alleyway fight from They Live. Have you ever watched They Live?
Mate. This is great. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. It's so WWE. When you actually watch the fight, it's so fucking WWE. I mean, I know it's Roddy, but there's a bit that I'll always remember because it's so shit acting, right? There's a bit where Roddy Piper is bent over and he's over him and he flicks up the head and chins him with a headbutt and the guy just goes like this, he goes. And it's he's slow-mo knocked out, but then he comes back around. Yeah. It's it's great, but terrible.
I had to put it in there. It's like a fucking 6-minute just punch for punch fight.
and the blood is like that bright red 80s cheap blood. It's just great.
And it's over. Whether or not fucking Roddy Piper, who plays John Nadder, can get Keith David, the great Keith David, who's playing Frank, to put on some sunglasses so he can see aliens.
Just so he can see the weirdos, yeah.
It's fucking amazing. A 6-minute alleyway fight. That I think it ends with them both just giving up, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much.
So I had to put it in here. I was going through my head when I was doing this list, and I was like, well, the fight from They Live's just got to be in there. Now, don't get me wrong, kids. It's not technically an incredible fight. Like TJ said, it's very, very 80s WWE where it's punch while they're stamping the floor. But you can't deny a 6-minute just bone-crunching punch is just amazing. It's amazing. So it had to go on the list. So that is my number 1. As I said, it is Roddy Piper versus Keith David.
It's a good choice.
It's amazing. I loved it every second. What's yours, Tej?
Right, my number 1 is probably the most manic, crazy, funny, piece of cinema fighting, and because the main character in it is so far widely removed from any other film that I've ever seen him do. Right. This action sequence, which lasts about 4.5 minutes, and it's set to the song "Freebird" by Leonard Skinner. It is Kingsman. It is the South Glade Mission Church. Right, let me set the scene because it also has one of the best lines ever. So,
fucking love this scene.
So, you've got Harry, played by Colin Firth, the straight-laced Mr. Darcy. Yep. He's a Kingsman. He's a secret agent. He goes to the South Glade Mission Church and he's looking for Valentine. Valentine is played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's the bad guy, right? He's created this thing where he puts chips in phones that send people fucking doolally and mental and pretty much give them rage. If you remember Rage from 28 Days Later, it sends them all fucking nut jobby. It's like that is what it sends them, right? So He goes to this racist, homophobic, like unbelievable deep south backwater fucking, like, you know, your mother is your sister church, right? And pretty much turns around and he's in there because he's looking for Valentine. Valentine's not there. Now this is the greatest thing. He's about to leave, and this woman goes to him, "Oh, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?" She won't let him leave, and he turns around and says this. He turns around and says, he's leaving because he's a Catholic whore who enjoys Congress out of wedlock with his black Jewish boyfriend who happens to work in an abortion clinic. Hail Satan and have a lovely afternoon. And then she's like, what the fuck? And as he's about to leave, she's giving it to him, and then Valentine sets off his contraption. Freebird comes blaring through. Yeah. They all just like go mental, and it is just an absolute carnage of everyone trying to fuck each other up. We've got axes being thrown. We've got people getting stabbed with flags. We've got him doing some fucking like John Wick gunplay. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great 4 minutes of carnage at its best. It is fucking great, and like I say, visually, like. The soundtrack behind it, it's like you're just sitting there watching it, and like I say, you're watching Mr. Darcy, who the last time I saw Colin Firth have a fight was with fucking Hugh Grant on the streets of London, where they're literally like
that's in
Bridget Jones. They're in a fountain, and it's like, okay, like this is ridiculous. Two grown men. Like this is fucking hilarious. And then here he is as fucking Harry from the Kingsman. Fucking everyone up, and the end scene when he walks away and looks at it and realizes that there's like about 60 dead people. It's just fucking brilliant. And the best one, there's this one bit where he gets this explosive device, he's fighting some bloke, stuffs it in his pocket, beats him up a little bit, throws him into the altar, and the guy like folds up like a fucking accordion and is just laying there like this, and then just boom, his body explodes. It's fucking great. It's so high octane. It's quality.
So good. So good, man. I love that.
And that's my number one.
Oh, good choice. Brilliant choice. Now, my number two is Captain America versus Hydra in the elevator fight
scene. mate, Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo. I like Frank Grillo. Underrated
otherwise
actor.
known as Brock Rumlow or Crossbones, if you want, from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Just an incredible fight of like just Cap almost working out exactly what's going to happen, and then fights with one arm, literally,
because they got the magnets
behind his back. They magnet him, and he just fucking beats the shit out of 12 guys in this fucking elevator.
I think 12's a stretch. I think it might be about 7 or 8, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
And it goes on for about 3 minutes of him just beating the shit out of all these people, to the point where Frank Grillo goes, what did he say now? Something like, nothing personal.
Yeah, no.
He just gets that last line and goes, felt kind of personal. Just fucking, like, just this time. I mean, the thing that I loved about this is it's an elevator, kids. Yeah. I mean, it's not
close quarter,
a fucking cargo elevator, but like, he is just compacted in, and all these people are all around him. They're just.
Do you not think that kind of benefited him though, because it's tight quarters?
A little bit, but I suppose like the idea of what they're going for is it's just sheer numbers.
Yeah.
That like in any other situation, if you're surrounded by 12 guys, now TJ, I know you're a bit of a tasty man with your fists.
Mate, I ain't even taking on two would fuck me up, dude. Let's be honest. One and up, like maybe one. Depends.
Mate, just Frank Grillo on his own.
Frank Grillo's fucking me up every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Fuck me, Frank Grillo is like, I love Frank Grillo. I think he's a right top dude. But yeah,
Frank, if you're listening, please contact us. We'll have a
mate. Frank Grillo's great. I love Frank Grillo. He's very underrated in my opinion.
Oh mate, have you seen Boss Level?
Boss Level's great. Yeah, where it's like I just fucking wake up every morning to the same fucking bullshit.
We may have to do that film.
Boss Level's great. Boss Level's great.
I will have to do Boss Level. Good film.
Yeah.
So that's my second choice. I absolutely love this. I mean, like I say, it's 3 minutes of the film, but it just, when you're watching it, you just nothing but like, how's Cap going to get out of this? And he just absolutely decimates all 7, 8, 12, whatever the fuck, people in this one elevator, and then still manages to get a one-liner off and walk out. Well, shoot himself out the side of the elevator.
Because it's an all-glass elevator, isn't it, as well?
That's it. That's it. Fucking absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Loved that scene. Loved it. What's your number 2, mate?
Okay. Maybe a little bit of a niche film, if you like, but have you seen a film called Nobody?
Yes.
With Bob Odenkirk.
Very much so.
Right, so for those of you who haven't, so Bob Odenkirk plays retired government assassin, living a mundane, humble life, until he has a burglary at his home, which leads him into a confrontation with a Russian crime lord. Because what happens is, after he goes to try and find the people that burgled his house, and he has a bit of a set to with some other people, he goes on a bus trip home. And while he's on the bus, a bunch of Russian gangsters,
Mobsters,
if you will, mobsters, gang members, they crash their fucking SUV next to the bus. They come out, they're all pissed as a fart. They climb on the bus. There's a young girl on the bus, and he's got an inner monologue going, and he's like, "Oh, fucking please get on the bus, please get on the bus. I want to fuck some shit up, please get on the." They get on the bus, they start like messing with the girl, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna make it look like I'm gonna leave." This is Bob Odenkirk. We all know, Better Call Saul, fucking old man. Yeah. So he walks off, and it's the greatest thing because the music's playing. He walks off, they're all chatting away, but you can't hear them because the music's overplaying. He's got his inner monologue going, and he walks up to the bus driver, and he pushes the bus driver off the bus and shuts the door, and then the music just stops. And they realise he's standing there, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck's this guy?" And he pulls out a gun, drops a cage, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you all up." And they're like, there's like 6 of them or 5 of them, and they're like, "The fuck is this? This is like 50 years old. Like, what the fuck?"
It's the pure disbelief on their faces. Like, mate, what is going on here?
Well, what makes it so great is he fucks them up but gets fucked up himself. Yeah, it's like, and the way he does it is so great. At one point, so he's fighting them all, he fucks up one bloke, he's like knocked all his teeth out, and they're like, he's been stabbed a couple of times, they're all fighting about it, and it's once again, it's in a bus, so it's in a close. He gets sent through the window. He's outside laying on the glass, like almost like semi like, "Oh, I'm fucked." The other 5 are inside like, "Fucking hell, what just happened? Shit, what the fuck? What? Oh my God." And he gets back up and walks back in. It's like, round 2. And it's so fucking great. But one of the best things about it is he does one of them in the old neck with it, and it like obviously crushes the guy's windpipe. And he fucks the rest up, and the one's laying on can barely breathe. And he still has the thing, he's like, "Oh, I can't let him die." He gets the old knife out and does the old emergency tracheotomy with a fucking straw. And it just so happens that guy is the son of the Russian crime
gangster.
Gangster. But he's such, and the whole film is great. Like his dad is played by fucking Christopher Lloyd, Doc. It's such an unassuming film. It's just like I say, the film's called Nobody, but the poster for it is Bob Odenkirk taking about 6 or 7 punches to the face, and it's just like, oh, this looks fucking intriguing. And then it's something so out of left field for Bob Odenkirk, but he's almost like a kind of John Wick type story. Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal.
It's done by the person who made John Wick.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal film, and that bus fight scene is brilliant. Absolutely
definitely
brilliant.
That's another one you should definitely check out if you've not seen it. Is that number 2 for you, mate?
That was 2.
Right, number 3 for me. Now, this is a bit niche as well. It's a sequel to the first film. Was a phenomenal film. It's The Raid 2.
Haven't seen either.
The Raid 2?
No.
Oh, mate.
But I they're on a list. I just have never got round to them because I love the idea.
Yeah, so this one is very much the characters we fights. Rama is the main guy. He's a police detective. Not so much a detective. He's more a SWAT officer, really. And he's been caught in the first one, and this is almost a direct follow on. So a couple of months later, he's caught in another situation. I'm not going to ruin the film for you, but he goes against someone who's known as Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman. And that's because one of them, the girl, has
a hammer?
2 hammers, and the other guy has got a baseball bat.
I mean, get it.
Now, what's good about this scene is it's all very martial arts. Iko Oasis, plays Rama. Very Tree Yusiman plays Baseball Batman, and Julie Estelle plays Hammer Girl. Not exactly super known characters, kids.
Well, it's not an English film, is it? It's a
No,
Korean or
it's a Korean
film. So yeah,
directed by Gareth Edwards from The Creator and Rogue One.
hmm
So it's made by I think he's a British director. I'm not 100% sure on that. He might be American.
I'll look
Either
it up while you're
British or
talking.
American.
Gareth
Yeah,
Edwards.
Gareth Edwards. Yeah, I think that's right. Edwards.
Yeah, if you carry on, I'll
Yeah.
look it up. Yeah, British filmmaker.
So-
sorry, just to
Yeah. So the thing with this is they're all actually fairly evenly skilled. So it's not like, it's not like Cap, where Cap's just superhuman. Like fucking Rama is just a man who's just like so at the edge that he'll just keep fighting. What just happened?
Mate, sorry to interject. This geezer's fucking huge.
Oh, very Turi Usman.
No,
Or
this Gareth Edwards.
yeah, he's mate. He's incredible.
Mate, the creator, Rogue One, Godzilla, Monster, yeah, massive.
Yeah, so he's like how he did these. He did Raid 1 and Raid 2. How he did those just completely left field. That's why everyone was amazed by it. But honestly, any of his films, check out any of his films. His films are fucking fantastic. But the point about this film is they're all quite evenly matched, and you're just on the seat because you want Rama to win, but like it's so impressive how close and how everything is so almost to the line that you don't know whether or not he's going to win, and it is such a fucking when you're just like gripping, going, oh, fuck, he might be no, he's all right, no, fuck, shit. Whole fight, and it lasts about 7 minutes. The fight does, and it's just this fucking back and forth with 2 versus 1, and it's just edge of the seat fighting all the time. Honestly, go out and check it out. Kids.
Yeah.
Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman versus Rama. It's just fucking. It's actually the only one that I would say is just straight up like fucking, almost martial arts level. Like fuck me, man. Either one of these can kick the shit out of him, and he is somehow just by the fucking skin of his teeth winning. And he managed to kill both of them. And like, don't get me wrong, it's brutal. It's not like you see the death off screen or anything. No, you see it all, mate. You see it all. It is fucking honestly. Raid 1 and Raid 2. Just go watch those films, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. You've seen Judge Dredd.
Yes.
And it's very Raid 1's very much within that vein. It's almost carbon copy of the same freaking film, and they both come out almost within a month of each other, so there's no way the other one was copying the other one. Absolutely superb. Like, I mean, he's just fists as well against like hammers and a baseball bat, and it's just so fucking savage. I mean, the good thing about this is it sets up Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman previously, so you see how brutal they are, and you already know how badass fucking Rama is. So when it's like them two versus him, you're like, fuck me, man, this is gonna be a fight and a half, and it really, really stands up for itself. So, kids, if you've not watched the Raid 2, go watch the Raid 2. Go tell me in the comments below what you thought about Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman versus Rama. So I would love to see your comments. TJ, I'd like you to watch the film as well and let me know what you think. What have you scratched me on?
I need to just backtrack a second and check something out quickly. What was the director's name again?
Is it Garth?
No,
Edwards?
you said no.
I said Gareth Edwards, I believe.
Yeah, it's not. Gareth Edwards did do Rogue One and all that stuff. He didn't do Raid. Gareth Evans did. And yeah, he did the Raid 2, VHS 2, like. Yeah, not to the highest level. I just wanted to I was like, wow. So I was looking at, wow, this guy's done fucking loads. I mean, but I can't see the Raid or the Raid 2 in that list of his work. Although I will tell you now that upcoming, he is rumored to be the director. Gareth Evans. Yeah, he is rumored to be the director for Deathstroke.
Oh, okay.
Rumored.
So
rumored.
How long ago is this, though, dude? Because is Deathstroke still on the card?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I apologise, kids.
No,
I
no,
got
it's
my
cool.
wires
It's
crossed
cool.
a bit
It's
there.
cool.
I got my
It's
wires
cool.
crossed a bit
We
there.
got there in
But
the end.
Gareth
It's all good.
Evans,
But
very,
still,
very good as well.
doesn't make a difference. What, like, you know, still a great.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, great fight scene. Do watch it. That's my number 3.
yeah. My number 3.
Your number 3, mate.
My number 3. Mental, hilarious, ridiculous, blood galore.
Okay.
Some of the most crazy fucking acrobatics you'll ever see.
Right.
It is The Bride versus the Crazy 88 and Go Go Yabura.
I knew someone
Kill
was going to
Bill
go.
Volume 1.
I knew someone was going to go Kill Bill. That's why I didn't.
So The Bride, also known as Beatrix something. Anyway, The Bride goes to the House of Blue Leaves to kill Oranishi. Oranishi has her own Yakuza, which is called the Crazy 88, and her own bodyguard, Go Go Yabura.
Yeah.
And it's just, it starts off with her kidnapping the personal assistant of Oranishi, dragging her to this place, cutting her arm off, sets the scene, blood fucking spilling out everywhere. I mean, she lost all of the blood in her body in about 3 seconds, it looked like. It's just like fucking spraying everywhere. Definite homage to, like Quentin Tarantino's homage to the old, like samurai films and stuff from back in the day. And yeah, absolute like, I don't think there is another film where one solo individual has killed so many people in hand-to-hand combat. It starts off with her killing about 10, 12, dismembers them, quality. Then she goes up against Go Go Yabura, who's got like a mace on a chain. That's a cool little thing where they're jumping between tables. Very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, kind of like the way they move across the tables.
I almost
and
put
bits
that on
and
my
pieces.
list as well. Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, another one that's got some quality fight, and the House of Flying Daggers and that.
Yeah.
And then obviously quite a cool way that she dispatches her with the table leg with the 3 nails coming out of it, bam in the side of the head, blood pouring out the eyeballs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's like Oren. We think we're gonna get that climactic. Oh, it's Oranishi versus the Bride. Oh no, we hear ridiculously loud cars and motorbikes screeching outside. And no one of like about 150 crazy. Well, actually, no, it's called the Crazy 88, so I'd imagine there's 88 members. So probably about, she's killed 10 to maybe 78 members, appear. And it, like, just the transitions of so many iconic, like, it goes to, like, just the music in Kill Bill is phenomenal. But that dun dun dun, like, it goes transitions into black and white. And the fact that obviously you've got she's wearing the Game of Death. Yellow tracksuit, yellow Asics, like brilliant. The 2-stripe yellow tracksuit. She's got the Hattori Hanzo sword, for Christ's sake. She got him to come out of retirement and make her a blade, sole purpose to kill Bill with it.
It's meant to be a nod to Pulp Fiction. Isn't
Pulp
it?
Fiction.
Meant to be that sword.
Yeah. Zed's dead, baby. So she she takes on the remaining members, and it goes into black and white, and then there's another bit where they transition into a room, and it goes into they're all black silhouette, and it's a blue room. Just fantastic. And there's the levity.
Cinematography in that film.
It's Quentin Tarantino's thing, right? But then there's the great thing where it kind of pauses and goes into a comedic moment where she's got one of the young Crazy 88 members, bends her over her knee, starts spanking him on the arse with her sword. You do not. This is what you get for joining the Yakuza. Like, go home to your mother, and like the kid runs off like holding his ass. It's just fucking brilliant, absolutely. It trails on to the best part. She's on the dance floor essentially, and she's like spinning on her back, breakdancing, cutting fucking limbs off. And at the end of it all, she was like standing there above all these fucking armless, legless people. She's like, those of you who can still move, you can leave, but you leave your limbs behind. And it's like, but not you, Sophie. Like the assistant to her, and she's like, you fucking stay, bitch. Like, it's just fucking great. Like the whole, Kill Bill 1 and 2 are fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant films. Like, their lunacy is part of their charm. They're great films, and you can't help but really, really root for Uma Thurman in this more than you probably root for anyone else in anything. and yeah, it's fantastic films, fantastic fight scene, love it. It was always going to be in my top 5. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I looked over that one, and that was one of the things I ummed and on. I was like, I don't want to go too obvious with a lot of things.
It's obvious because it's so brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that you're all probably thinking who are listening, going, well, there's so many better fight scenes. Like, yeah, I tried to. I said to TJ before we did the stream, I said, I've got to. I had to do things differently because it's like if I go for all obvious, then everyone's going to go. But of course,
mine is like as a whole encompassing like the fight, the sound, the what it means in the film and everything, like the pivotalness of the scene to the film. Like, and if it's obvious, it's obvious, but you know,
Oh, mate, one of us had to go with some obvious. One of us. I mean, I've gone. You wait until you're number 4.
Go on, number 4. Number 4. Come on. Don't keep me in suspense.
So my number 4, and I've spoke about this before, and I've mentioned it to you while we were watching it. Actually, Ripley versus the Alien Queen.
Okay. Mech versus Alien Queen.
Mech versus Alien Queen.
Wicked. Short-lived, but
well, that's what I thought, because I thought, like, well, all right, I could go for technical and I could go for anything, but the thing with this is, from the moment you see that power loader, you're like, what are they going to do with that? Yeah.
Where do you want it?
And it's got one of the most iconic lines in the whole of the Alien franchise. Get away from her, you bitch.
Followed just quickly, sorry. What like people say this all the time. Such an iconic line. What makes the line 10 times better is the hiss that immediately follows it from the alien. That hiss is fantastic. It encompasses everything about the moment that's about to happen. Like that moment.
Acknowledgement. It's acknowledgement.
That moment is nowhere near as poignant without that, and that's what makes Ridley Scott great, because he understands these things.
It was James Cameron.
Sorry. That's my fucking Ridley Squat moment right there, mate. Jeez. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what makes it so fucking poignant. Like, you know, because once again, I'm getting back with, like, what I mean by that is, like, with your Terminators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those moments, those lines, and what immediately follows, and the bits, it's what makes it so much more poignant. But carry on.
Because it's just the acknowledgement, and you know it had to happen. And if you were watching it for the first time, it's almost like it's been so long without that power loader, you forgot about it. But then when it comes in, she says the line, the acknowledgement from the fucking Queen, and then it's such a slow battle that, like, it's almost like you feel every hit. And, like, Sigourney, just to give her some props there, she plays that fucking screams like a corker. She's there going, rah!
Yeah.
Like she's trying to put everything she can into a mechanical beast hitting a xenomorph, which
has its limitations as well, doesn't it? As well, you know.
Does. You know, she deals with every situation when the mouth comes biting at her. You're like
tail.
It's the tension that you feel when you're going fucking hell, and that little blowtorch comes out, and she just. You just like, so again, not the most technically the best fight scene, but like for talk about fucking on the edge of your seat, you've got fucking Bishop in half. The young kid just about to be fucking killed by the Alien Queen, and then there's that as she walks out in this fucking bright yellow fucking power loader, and you're just like everybody's going yes.
Like the thing is as well is like you go back to say like we forgot about the power loader.
Yeah.
But even if with that, like the power loader in the scene that it originated in. Like that alone was like an epic scene in a part where they're like, you know, because it reestablishes Ripley as a boss bitch.
Yeah, she is fucking, you know, and that's why Jennifer Lawrence
get in the fucking bin.
It's like nice, right? In the fucking bin for like I say, fucking female fucking superhero, whatever you called yourself.
Action star, I think it was, or something action like star. That. Heroine, whatever it was. She was on heroin. I mean, no, sorry. But allegedly. No. Right. So moving on. No, like like you say, that moment, like everything in that film, like I say, like with Kill Bill, like I say, like. You root so much, and you obviously do for Ripley, But it just goes back to when we're talking about where I put her on levels compared to like a Matt Damon, who modern day Matt Damon is far eclipsing her in terms of modern day, but iconic status. Sigourney just fucking through the fucking stratosphere.
Mate, she's fucking on a different planet, literally. Like it's just because like again, like you get everything that James Cameron was trying to put. I mean, that's why Aliens for me almost a perfect movie, almost a fucking still to this day, I will say it still holds up. Almost a perfect film of like you feel every moment, not a fucking scene is wasted. When she is doing that, it's that mother protection, that fucking everything that goes into that scene against her versus one mother versus another mother. It you can't picture it being done any other way. It's almost like when Aliens happen with Alien, like you'd hit such a fucking pinnacle that every film after would only be that because you just won't get back up there.
Would you say that Alien and Aliens is probably the best 1 and 2 ever made? As a if we forget everything past it, okay, which I know you shouldn't do, but let's just go 1 and 2.
A lot of people will be screaming Godfather at me in there, but I
would also throw in Terminator 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah,
but
Terminator 2 is better than 1.
Two is better than 1, but without but 1 is so fucking iconic as well. Like 1. Like
you ain't taking one.
I tell you what, right? Actually, parallels. A lot of fucking parallels. Terminator 1, Alien. Terminator 2, Aliens. Like in the evolution of Sigourney from Alien to Aliens, the evolution of Linda Hamilton from Terminator to the fucking beast that she becomes in Judgment Day. Like a lot of parallels in those two.
I mean, it's James Cameron in at least Aliens.
But like I would put them Terminator 1 and 2 like and Alien and Aliens like pinnacle, because especially Alien and Aliens, because they're two completely different. Yeah, they're almost different genres. Genre. Yeah,
almost
like
genres.
But they're done so brilliantly.
Well, it feels like 2 is the natural progression of 1.
Yeah,
in Alien, because Alien is such a unique. This is a thing that we don't know fuck all about. Now they still do the same in 2 or Aliens, but it's in a different vein where it's like, well, we've got fucking
Marines,
the universe's best badasses behind us.
Yeah,
and we're just gonna watch them get ripped apart. Now you can accept that in Alien because it's a commercial vessel that the most they've got is a flamethrower.
Yeah, but
in Aliens, what's different is like, well, these are meant to be fucking the super soldiers of Earth, essentially. They've got all the technology, all the ability, but they are terrified, which is why there's not a scene wasted in that film.
Like Bill Hudson, his name, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bill Paxton. Fucking right. Brilliant. Pullman, Paxman, one of the two. Like phenomenal. Like you just said there, scared shitless. He's a fucking super soldier, essentially. But he is scared fucking shitless because he's never encountered anything like this. Game over, man. Game over. Like
exactly. I
mean,
brilliant. Take Vasquez. I just only need to do one thing, man. Where they are,
and even her till her death, they're like, fucking her hardy grained exterior never drops, even to the point where she fucking dies.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, I'd say I still love that scene where like she sees a hand grenade or the gun grenade that he pops the lid off, and like they just all grab that hand and just put the lid down. I just like phenomenal, quality. Just absolutely phenomenal. So that's my 4, absolutely.
My 4, is I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu because mate.
I toyed with the Matrix. I
could have picked so many fight scenes from the Matrix.
Yeah.
But I picked this one because this is the one where I'm like, it gets me like, I'm like, oh, this is fucking quality. Because this is everything, like, just and I'll come on to something when I talk about other honourable mentions and stuff.
I've
after.
got some honourable mentions as well.
But this I Know Kung Fu, Show Me, and the setting when they're in the gis, they're in the old Japanese style dojo, and it's super choreography. Like it's fast paced. It doesn't seem like it's like done at half speed or whatever and then sped up or whatever. Legit, Lawrence Fishburne looks like he's a fucking master. Keanu Reeves looks like he's a fucking master. It doesn't look stupid. It doesn't look like you've taken two A-list actors and they barely know the basics and we've just cobbled something together. Throw that together with, you know, like the cinematography, the bits where you see like they do the fast-paced slow motion, where it's like, like it's just a fucking brilliant like scene, which tells you so much about the evolution of Neo's character and that he's a teacher essentially in Morpheus and what Morpheus wants him to become and what he's trying to get out of him. When it's like, don't try and hit me. Like, you know, and it's like he's coaching him through it while kicking his ass, which is brilliant. And there's that scene where he runs up the pillar, flips backwards in slow-mo, and Morpheus is just watching him. And then it pans to Morpheus's face, and he has a little smirk as he wallops him with a sidekick through a fucking pillar the other side. And you're just like, oh, we've just murked you and made you look silly. And then ultimately it ends with that where he throws a punch him and stops it right in front of his face. And everyone's clamoured around the TV screen. They're watching like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's
not only that, you see that start where he starts to speed up and
that's what I mean when they do that.
To go, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute. And then that follows on with the like, my favourite line in the whole movie is where he turns around and Morpheus says, he's starting to believe. It's such a poignant moment. Mate, the subway, honestly. Smith, it's fucking great. They're like, run, why is he not running? It's like, you know, it's fucking great. Great film, great scene, love it.
Brilliant, mate.
Yeah, love it.
Absolutely fantastic. Anyone who's not watched The Matrix, fucking get in the bin.
Yeah, Matrix is great.
Get in the
a little bit convoluted by the time it hit 3. But yeah, for what the original done at the time it got released and like, brilliant.
Like 99, I think it was it?
Yeah, 90s, yeah.
So fucking, great choice, mate. Great choice. Great scene. Great scene. Absolutely brilliant. Like, love The Matrix. I think it's a fantastic film. Right, my 5, it was inevitable. I had to choose one. I had to choose.
Is this what I think it is?
It is. We've already spoke about it. It is, of course, Duel of Fates. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Oh, okay. Oh. Cool. That leaves me to talk about it later. So, yeah, go.
Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, there are lots of Star Wars scenes that I could have chose from, and some people would arguably say that there are scenes that are better. But for me, a bit like what TJ said about things, with the Duel of Fates tune playing in the background, and you're seeing Master and Padawan as they're fighting against what feels like an unwinnable threat, to the point where they're fighting and he just drops that second saber out. And
mate, going, what a fucking moment. Oh, it's like something you've never seen before, and it's like, what? Where the fuck did that come from? And that's it.
Like,
the composer on that, genius level, mate.
Just fucking, and like, because the reason I picked this is because when I see it now, when I watched it earlier today, when I was picking my thing, my heart was going, yes, this is everything you want. And call George Lucas whatever you want, man. But when he's composing a fucking fight with laser swords, if you want, there's no quite scene like this. Not only that, but like it's fucking, you know, just a bit spoilers, but Qui-Gon Jinn getting stabbed. I mean, all right, now 1 million people have been stabbed in Star Wars now and managed to survive. Qui-Gon Jinn, this is early, didn't, but like to the point where like it's you feel Obi-Wan's rage and how like he's having to still control the fact that he's meant to be good, even though he's watched his master be killed by this only describe of Ray Park's fucking Darth Maul monster. Yeah. It and like you almost feel that like when it's just Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul, like Obi-Wan should just be beaten,
slapped up.
But
yeah.
but it's just the fuel. It's the fuel he needs to beat him, and as a Star Wars fan, like, and I'm not the biggest Episode 1 fan, but fucking this was almost the entire film for me.
Okay, Jedi is the light side, like Sith are the dark side, right?
Yeah.
100% Obi-Wan channeled some dark side fucking
100%,
magic to fuck up.
100%.
Like, he definitely teetered the boundaries between like the light and the dark there. The minute he sees like Qui-Gon, like Liam Neeson, fucking brilliant. Like, one of the best things about Episode 1. Like, the moment that happens and you see him and there's like the pause and it's like, oh, he's teetering on the fucking dark side when he goes after Maul. And like Maul, I have to say, one of the greatest villains. The look, the feel of him, everything about Maul. Ray Park is quality. Like Ray Park, Toad in X-Men. He was in Heroes as well as a carnival knife thrower. Ray Park's great. Another underrated. I think he started life as a stunt guy, didn't he? And then broke in. Like, Ray Park's cool. But yeah, like, just everything about Darth Maul is sinister as shit and brilliant. And the fact he don't say nothing really, you know, it's just it's all presence.
Yeah. Oh, he's just it emanates from him. It literally emanates from him.
He's fucking evil incarnate. Just looking at him,
he really is.
Like, you know, it's fucking really brilliant. And that is great. And like you say, the composition. Yeah. Oh, mate, like Jewel of Fate. Like,
like I say,
quality.
Because like, it's the music behind it with the thrash of the lightsabers, with like everything to you just
build
that point where he just cuts him in half at the end. And
that's the only thing I don't like is where you see the two parts fall down. Like, you know, I'm just like, nah. But
I will say, and again, it ends with a great line, just to mirror what you said about Kill Bill. You know, with Yoda going, well, who died? Was it the master or the apprentice? And it's just, for me, like, you know, because I'll be honest, I'm a big Obi-Wan Kenobi fan. I'm a massive Kenobi fan. To be honest, the reason that he beat Anakin, the reason he beat Darth Vader, the original Darth Vader, is because Obi-Wan Kenobi may be the most powerful Jedi of them all, and always has been. So, like, you know, and
until Rey.
Well,
Rey's gonna be the one.
Let's not get into
until Jar Jar has his resurgence.
Oh, mate.
Jedi Jar Jar.
When those fucking Darth Lord Jar Jar fucking rumors, I would have paid so much money to see that be a case.
Oh.
Just for him to Kaisei Soze it.
It's just like, Misa, so stupid. Yeah. But you are so stupid for not realizing. Now I fuck you up.
Yeah, mate, it'd have been so fucking good. Like I say, so that's my 5. Obviously, we'll go into honorable mentions after TJ's 5. What's your 5, mate?
My 5 is, it's a short clip, but for shock value, it's probably up there as like one of those jaw-dropping moments, because I didn't know anything about this comic, sorry. And then when it came to this, I went to the cinema to see this. I'm like, okay, cool. And then when this scene happens, and then the first words that come out of this person's mouth, I'm like, what the fuck? Then the music hits, and carnage ensues. It's kick-ass.
Oh, yeah.
It is the scene in which Kick-Ass goes to Razul, who's a drug dealer, who is kind of got something over, I can't remember exactly what it is, over Kick-Ass's girlfriend, Katie. He goes there dressed in his fucking scuba suit, and he's like, Razul, you're gonna leave Katie alone, or I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Razul steps up, as a fucking drug dealer, big old fucking geezer. He's got his, like, his henchmen. And there's Kick-Ass with his couple of little nightsticks in the background. And it's like, I will fuck you up, Razul. Yeah, oh, shit, you're a big dude. And it's like, whoppa! And shoots him fucking taser. And the taser hits him here in the head, just above his eyes. And he's like, and he's like, oh. And it's like, oh, you fucking dickhead. You dickhead, you're fucked. So 2 of the henchmen grab him. And Razul's like, fucking pulls the things out of his head. And he's like, oh. And then all of a sudden, blood starts, it's like fucking a scene from Alien. Blood starts emanating from the middle of his stomach. You're like, what the fuck? He falls to the floor. and little old 12-year-old Chloe Grace Moretz, hit girl, in a purple fucking wig, is standing there, and you're like, what? And like, brilliant lines, once again. Okay, you cunts, let's see what you can do now. And I'm like, what did she just fucking say? Like, you don't hear the word cunt said at the cinema. Least of all by a fucking 12-year-old in a purple wig. And then this, like, child-friendly, like, la-la-la-la-la-la music starts playing. And she goes on a fucking rampage, like, fucking slicing and dicing and stabbing. And it's like, what the shit am I fucking... I didn't know I was coming in to watch this. What is this? It's fucking... And it sets the tone for the rest of the film being absolute brilliant.
Yeah, 100%.
And Chloe Grace Moretz as Hit Girl, I don't know if she will ever play a better part than Hit Girl, because it's just fucking brilliant, right, from start to finish. Like, when the geezer comes...
You're just not ready.
It's a 12-year-old who's kicking the shit out of people. And then this guy comes out of his fucking flick knife and just like, oh, I got one of them. Fucking have one of them, you cunt. And it's just like, what the shit? And then she just like, she turns round and it's like, I don't know if he can get away with it now, but he's got his little taser and she's like, oh man, that taser's so gay. It's like, it's fucking like... It's so fucking great. And like, I watched it again recently and I'm just like, oh, this is fucking genius. Like, shock value, 10 out of 10. Brilliance, 10 out of 10. The music, 10 out of 10. Just everything's 10 out of 10. It's fucking great.
Choreography on her is fucking fair play to her, because I was like, whoa.
The fucking 12-year-old mincing up like 40-year-old men. You know, it's fucking quality. Fucking absolutely quality.
Brilliant. Fucking Nick Cage in that as well.
Big Daddy. Yeah, Big
More
Daddy. Sorry, yeah. Like, and that's the thing, when it opens up and you see like him shooting her in the chest, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? This is proper weird. Why's a bloke shooting a child in the chest? And it's like, should we go again? Or we can get ice cream if we go again. Oh, okay. Bang! The fucking hand cannon. Yeah. You're like, what the shit?
Mate, such a good film.
Great film. Great film.
So what's some of your honourable mentions, mate?
Can I? Okay, so one of my honourable mentions was going to be episode 1. Right. Can I go? There's 2 that I've got that are both honourable and get in the bin at the same moment. So, okay. So, John Wick 4. Osaka. I set you the scene. They go to the Continental in Osaka. John Wick's there. Fuck it, like, brilliant. Brilliant scene. I can't remember the actor's name. He was the actor that played Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat film. Like, he's the head guy. He's the Winston essentially of the Osaka Continental. He won't give up John Wick. Obviously, Donnie Yen, blind Donnie Yen is there. All fucking carnage and shoes. It's a massive all-out war. Fucking up. People getting stabbed up left, right, and centre. Donnie Yen's fucking using doorbells or whatever it was to fucking find people's locations. Like, just absolutely quality. But then in equal measures, about an hour later in the film, John Wick and...
2 hours, 4 hours.
About 6 days later. And Goon number 7 start having a fight on a roundabout in Paris where they're standing 4 feet away from each other, get in the fucking bin with bulletproof jackets... A bulletproof fucking, like, and they're like, literally, all right, to shield, pew, 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 pew. They're standing 5 feet, just go and kick the guy in the fucking head. What are you doing? Like, shoot the guy in the fucking foot. He ain't got bulletproof loafers on, you fucking idiot. Like, you're supposed to be a world-class assassin. What the you're both imbeciles. Literally, what the fuck are you doing? It's so annoying. I'm sitting there, and John Wick, to me, like, started off brilliant. First John Wick, second John Wick, brilliant. Parabellum, all right. Started getting a bit like lunacy. 4, John Wick, Keanu Reeves, he's an older guy. He's aged. He looked like he's aged. There's the whole fight scene that takes place in the room where they've got it's the one part of Osaka I didn't like, where he's fighting all the armed guys. You know, all the old the samurai costumes were in the glass
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and he's
I know
fine.
you're on
It's
about.
so slow. Like everything just seems so the choreography. And this is what I go back to like the Matrix, how it just was like so on point. This showed his age, and everything was about rolling through and grabbing and like, you know, locks and bits and pieces. And it just seemed really, really slow. So yeah, John Wick 4, honourable mention, but get in the bin. And then I've got one. Well, no, go on, you do one. Well,
right.
well,
So my one,
yeah.
I'm only going to mention mine because you mentioned Donnie Yen being blind. So in Rogue One, Donnie Yen's in Rogue One, and he doesn't have the Force, although he's definitely Force sensitive, and he's blind, and he kicks the shit out of all those fucking stormtroopers, just all of them. No fucks given.
It's Donnie Yen.
I like, he went. That's it. But like, he's just blind. He's got his geezer with a massive fucking Gatling gun, and he still doesn't he take down like a fucking TIE fighter or something?
Like, I mean,
fucking...
are we surprised?
No, but like, I was gonna put that in instead of Duel of Fates, but like when I was toying it up, I was
Duel
like,
of
no,
Fates,
it's gotta be Duel of Fates. But yeah, so Donnie Yen again. Like there was so many Donnie Yen things you can go for.
Donnie Yen's
anyway.
Quality. Donnie Yen is quality.
I mean, Jet Li, he's better than Jet Li in my opinion. I like Jet Li.
Jet Li was like flash in a pan. Jet Li had a couple of good films, but Jet Li's definitely flash in a pan. Donnie Yen's got a filmography of not just Western, but like, you know, like he's got some great. No, what I mean is like he's got some great crossover films. Yeah. And yeah, and still, like I say, still fucking going, essentially.
That's it. Hard as fuck.
He looks like this is what I said to you and Rich. Like Keanu Reeves looks old as fuck. Donnie Yen still looks like he's got a spring in his step.
Yeah, he still looks like he kicked the shit out of people.
Yeah.
In fact, you see it in John Wick 4, didn't you?
Yeah, like, he looks every part the martial arts master that he fucking is.
Yeah, exactly that, 100%. Yeah, so that was my honorable mention. Rogue One, fucking Donnie Yen, blind fucking Jedi master, Jedi monk, I suppose.
I do have one more that I want to say. Honorable mention, just because the feeling actually like, and if you go on and watch, this is one of the only films I'll say go. Even if you've seen the film and you know what happens, go on YouTube and look out cinema reactions for Endgame. When you hear Sam come through Cap, he's fucked. He's fucking got this massive gaping wound on his arm. His shield's half broken. He pulls that strap tighter on his wrist. It's like, oh, and
ready
like,
to die.
And Thanos just looks at him like, really, fucking hell, really. Like Thanos knows he's fucked him, but like, and yeah, I could do this all day. And Thanos is like, the fucking heart this geezer's got is like immense. Let's be honest. And then all of a sudden, you can hear like Cap on your left, and it's like, and everyone, and if you watch the reaction video, everyone it's like, and I've never heard noise like it, never heard. And you instantly get those feels when you see them portals open, just like, oh my fucking god, this is it, and like. It's like an emotional moment. It really fucking is. It's so well captured.
It's the same when, like, you see Thor about to be killed by Thanos in the same scene, and then Mjolnir just comes across and hits him. Yeah, everyone's like, "Well,
where the fuck has that come from?" And then they're like, and he's like, "Yes!" Thor's like, "Yeah!" Like, it's fucking brilliant.
I knew it.
Absolutely fucking brilliant. And like when but then I have another get in the bin moment from it. And you know exactly where I'm going because I've mentioned it before. I am here for the women. I love the women.
Yeah.
But I also think they done them dirty because they had to put a women empowerment movement in the film. And ultimately, they got squished. Like, they didn't need to be this thing. It was like, oh, like who, like Spider-Man's like, oh, who's gonna take? Like, oh, look, Captain Marvel's got it, and it's like, oh, you're gonna do it by yourself. It's like, she's not alone. And fucking Okoye turns up. Fucking Pepper, smell my vagina Potts turns up. Fucking like all of them turn up. Like fucking little waspy bird. I can't remember her name is Van Dyne.
Van Dyne, yeah.
Like she turns, and I'm like. Oh no!
Really?
And you got fucking Gamora. These people have never fucking said a word to each other. They don't even know each other. They're like,
oh, besties.
Cool, let's go. we're all menstruating at the same time, so let's go. Like I don't like their cycles had synced, and they thought they could take on that. I'm sorry that I'm coming across the right dickhead, but it's a joke. It's a joke, all right. Satire is allowed. Anyway,
it's unfiltered, kids. It's unfiltered. Read the Bible.
And then they all go in, and ultimately Thanos just like, okay, I'm taking a little bit of a beating. Now I'm just gonna fuck you all up. Fuck you. Bring down hellfire. And it's like, okay. And I just at the end of it, I was just like, I hated that they put that in there. I don't think they needed to put it in there.
But you could have them all individually taking a pop at fucking.
They are all as important as each other. Okay, they are all as important as each other. We didn't need, like, did we see Iron Man, Thor, like all of them just go, "Oh, lads, let's fucking get him."
We're men.
Like, and start doing the fucking haka and then charging him. No. Why? Because it wasn't fucking needed.
I would have seen that, and that would have been pretty funny.
I mean, if Robert Downey Jr. starts going, I'd have been like, what the fuck? But you know what I mean? Like, so, like, for feels alone, that is one of the most iconic moments. But
definitely,
as a whole, it doesn't make my top 5 because there are just moments in it that I didn't like, whereas all the 5 that I mentioned, all of them are just, I watch them again now, I'm like, oh, it's fucking G, it's great. From like that, everything, music, cinematography, the choreography, phenomenal.
And my one, just to mirror your Nobody one, because it's in a similar vein, although very, very much older, is Denzel as the Equalizer.
Oh,
that first time when he walks into that room and he offers that money for Chloe.
Yeah.
And they're laughing at him, calling him, I can't remember the word that they use. And he just looks at his watch, 16 seconds. And then just proceeds
Locks
in
the
19
door.
seconds to fuck everybody, including that guy that he gets the corkscrews on. He just...
Mate, boss, bomb. It's that bit where the mouth's open, you see the corkscrew. Oh.
Yeah. And not only that, but then he goes to the boss and he goes, your body's going to fill within 30 seconds. You're going to be dead. You're going to be dead over $10,000. And it's just so cold, so calculated, so everything.
He's... Because, like, if you don't know The Equalizer's like a TV series back in the day, wasn't it? So, like, for those of us, I never watched it, but I knew what The Equalizer was. Mm-hmm. If you were fresh coming into The Equalizer, see Denzel in there, you hadn't seen any trailers, like, you'd be like, oh, I not really know what to expect. Now I know what to fucking expect.
Yeah.
Like, Denzel's the fucking man. And the thing is, Denzel's the man without, like, even in, like, 2, I haven't seen 3 yet, but even in 2, when he's going against like Pedro, it's like it's what he's got up here as opposed to more what he's got here. Like he's so like he foreshadows everything, and he makes a plan, and he kind of he's always 2 steps ahead, and that's what makes him brilliant. He's not necessarily gonna fuck you up in a like the ultimately he has a fight, and this is what I mean by that. There's a former MMA fighter called Tate Fletcher, who's the geezer with the really pristine moustache. Yeah. He fights him in like the bathroom section of the hardware store, and it's a fucking brutal knockout, drag out fight because the guy's bigger, the guy's stronger, the guy probably in a sense is like it's difficult.
It's brute force because like he stabs him a few times and he just keeps going.
and but then when he comes up against the main protagonist bad guy. Fucks him up.
Quality, by the way. Mate, I absolutely loved how terrifying he was.
Mate, just like when he goes to see the fucking the Irishman.
The Irish bloke.
And he's like, and the guy is like, you fucking Russians and everything, and it's like, bam! And the police, David Harbour's, they're like, fuck, we fucking, fuck. Like, it's like, just, and he's just unassailing, wiping his hands, just like, blah, 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 blah. Just talking as if he hasn't just fucked someone up, Like, so quality. But the way he takes him out with a nail gun, just like, and with the sprinklers going slow mo, and the guy's like,
mate.
as he like,
who the fuck are you?
And he's like, just bam, done. Brilliant.
Yeah, loved. I often watch Equalizer 1 because it just still to this day.
It's great. It's
just quality watching.
I need to watch 3. I need to watch 3. And it's a return of Denzel and Dakota, isn't it? from old Creasy Bear from Man of Fire. I tell you what, if I tell you one thing and you listen to one thing that I say, a lot of stupid shit and you think, if you haven't seen Man of Fire, it's quite possibly Denzel's best ever performance. Him as Creasy Bear, John Crease. Yeah. Phenomenal film. It is really I wouldn't even say it's underrated because Denzel makes some great films, but for me, epic. His performance in that is fucking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Man on Fire, kids. Man on Fire, absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Really, really. Denzel does good work anyway.
Yeah.
But
it's another level. It's another level.
Absolutely superb to watch. Superb. Right. I think it's time we got to the game. So, it's my week to do the game.
I'm worried. I'm concerned.
My horror trivia. Now, I've kept it within TJ's wheelhouse. These are all horror films that are in Dead by Daylight.
Oh, fuck off! Shit! I'm going to make myself look like buffoon now. Brilliant. Fucking quality.
I've tried to keep it reasonable. No,
it's okay. It's okay. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong.
Every horror film that I mention in this is a killer that is in Dead by Daylight.
I might not have seen all these horror films. I'm just trying to think. But okay, let's go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, no. Yeah, go on.
Remember, kids, this is for fabulous cash and prizes. No cash or prizes. So, number 1. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In the movie The Ring, how many days after
7
was? All right.
Yes!
Get out.
I'm off the mark. That's all I care about. I got 1. I don't care if I fail all the rest. I got 1. I'm not getting I'm not out for a duck. Brilliant. Sorry, 7
Fail
days.
because you didn't let me finish the question. No, I'm joking. Right, for the viewers at home,
okay.
How many days was it after watching the videotape did the victim die? It was, of course, 7. You are correct. Right.
I needed to. Now my nerves are settled. I'm not out for a 0.
This one might be tough.
Okay, go on. I'll let you read the whole question this time.
Okay. What was the name of the actor that played Freddy Krueger in the remake of the classic A Nightmare at Elm Street?
Oh, something Haley. Mate, he's Rorschach.
He is Rorschach.
Oh, Joel Haley. Something Joel Haley.
No, you're thinking you've gone.
I've gone Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, you've gone Haley Joel Osment.
Something. Oh man. I fucking know it. He's got like a double-barreled name.
Think. First name. How do I say it? It's hard to say. Haley is right.
Earl's in there, isn't it? Earl.
Yeah, you're right.
Earl.
Right.
Something. Earl.
Just got to get the first name.
Earl. Hey,
I'm going to give it you anyway for getting these two, so don't worry.
Oh. No, it's not. I was thinking Thomas, Nicholas, but it's not Thomas.
Think Nicholas.
Cage.
No. Second name. Nicholas. The first name of this famous actor who was the Joker in 1989 Batman. Nicholas.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, Jackie Earl Haley, correct.
Yeah.
Well
I know, when I realised I was going Haley Joel Osment from fucking Sixth Sense, but I was like, I know the guy because I think the guy's a phenomenal actor, like him as Rorschach. When it's like, what you forget is you're locked in here with me. Like it's fucking great. When it was like. When the guy's got no fucking arms, and it's like, it's fucking brilliant. Oh, quality.
In number 3,
okay.
In the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, what was the motive of Leatherface and his family?
Food.
Is called what?
Cannibalism.
There we go. Correct. Right. In the Saw movie, what is the name of the trap that Amanda Young was put in?
Reverse bear trap.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Mate,
I wasn't sure you'd get that.
No, do you know, I know this because I love playing Pig on DVD anyway, but I was literally, I was so I was streaming. Sorry, I streamed yesterday, and then afterwards I was playing games with Ben, Kerry, and Tango. And after we finished, we went into another streamer's chat, and I actually got banned from this streamer's chat. I asked 3 simple questions. He's the most arrogant, pompous fucking twat. And not only that, right? So he banned me from his chat. But obviously, we know if you get banned, you're still there. You just can't chat and everything. Yeah. I literally, because he was going on about cheaters and stream snipers, I asked him 3 basic questions. Yeah, wasn't offensive. Got banned. He went on a 20-minute tirade about me. I then got people from his stream, and I'll send you the screenshot of. I got someone from his stream whisper me, called me a fat cunt. No, called me a fucking ugly cunt. That my stream was never going to amount to anything. And I was like, well, but what makes me laugh even more is that this fucking dickhead. He's blocked the possibility that I can reply to him. So I'm like, oh, okay, you're 15 years old in your mum's basement, still probably sucking on the old bitty. Like, you know, like, it was just, I was just like, literally, his stream's an echo chamber full of absolute cockwombles and twat waffles. Like, I literally asked him a question. I was like, how do you know they're stream sniping? Right, and then he come and go, you're probably fucking stream sniping, you're probably part of it. And I was like, no, you said about cheating, so I'm asking about like why you think they're stream sniping. And then this was a bit condescending, but I said, are you sure it's not a skill issue? That's what I said to him. And then he was like, banned, and then he started going, yeah, fuck it, and he started talking about me for 20 minutes. The others were in his channel as well, like Ben and Kerry and all that, and they're like, and I can see them, I can't comment, but and I can't see what everyone else is comment, and they're telling me what it's like. I'll tell you who the guy is off when we finish this.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolute fucking prick, and I was fucking wetting myself. I literally, when I told her, I said, yeah, you sure it's not a skill issue? Which, for anyone who doesn't know, like, that's kind of a condescending remark, because what I'm saying is you're shit, they're better than you. Are you sure that it's not just the fact that you're shit? But the fact that he banned me straight away and then he turned around and said it doesn't bother him, like he just thinks these people but then to spend 20 minutes complaining about me, I'm sitting there like, mate, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
this is fucking and then when I start getting a whisper, when I got a whisper from this guy, I was just like, oh my god, you fucking loser! You absolute fucking loser! It's fucking hilarious.
Oh dear. Well, you might find some people in your stream soon. Hopefully they'll follow. Yeah. Maybe do a bean for him.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I loved it. I was fucking loving it.
He's a bastard, kid.
Yeah. Reverse bear traps.
It's the reverse bear trap. That is correct. Yeah. Number 5, final question. What alien character first gets impregnated by the facehugger?
Kane.
Yes, that is right. It's Gilbert Kane.
Kane, who is played by William Hurt.
That's correct. Well done, mate. Well done. They were very easy this time. The thing is, you can go too difficult with some of these questions.
I mean, if you'd have start going like, who was the first victim that fucking Kirsty Cotton's stepmom brought home for fucking like. I'd have been like, Dave from down the pub. Like, fuck knows.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like a lot of the questions I was like looking at. I was like, oh, what would be a decent question?
I mean, but like you could have gone Scream, you could have gone Halloween. You know,
well, I thought about it, but I was like, well, I'm going to pick some.
Scream would have been like you could have turned around and said like, what was the name of like Drew Barrymore's character in Scream? She's like the first one. She's technically the second one you see die on screen. You know, there's a load. Like, I'm quite.
Yeah, but I didn't, dude. I don't want to fucking exhaust all the questions that I've got for you coming from.
Okay.
I got. You know, I thought I'd pick these. Thought, yeah.
Did I 5 out of 5 there? I'll tell you what. The one was like like I knew the guy's name. Is like but Jackie L. Haley. Like
I knew that would be the hardest question.
It was. It's just like I knew the guy. I knew exactly who you're talking about. I know like some of his filmography. I'll tell you another thing. He was in Preacher. He was in the series Preacher. I think the character in Preacher as well, actually. But yeah, no, good. That's good. It's good.
Yeah, like I say, I didn't want to go too hard. I mean, some of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The Texas Chainsaw one was probably the easiest one out of the lot.
Of course, yeah. But like all the rest of them were like, you know, the problem I had with Texas Chainsaw Massacre is there's so many, and then there's remakes, and then there's 3D, and I was like, right, well,
I mean, I've seen most of them, but yeah, they're like,
I'd be asking you what the victim of the first kill was, or what were they looking for.
Yeah, the law of like TCM is not something I'm overly like familiar with. But like, even though I've seen the films, like they're films that I watch without watching.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well,
Like
you're watching the
they're
murders.
running in the background. They're not fucking Oscar winners. So I don't really watch them that closely. But yeah, but no, good.
See,
Good,
I
good,
was
good.
gonna go harder with the Saw movies, but it was a bit easier for me because I've watched all the Saw movies recently.
Yeah,
So I was like,
see,
well, I can't go crazy with it. So I was like, I'll just pick from the first film and Amanda Young
and the thing is, they
sometimes,
get so fucking convoluted.
yeah,
The Saw films because the timelines bounce all over the place. Like
mhm,
I swear they wrote them on a whim. They're like, we'll make this character a bad guy now. We'll do this police detective. Yeah, we'll turn him into like an ally of Jigsaw. Like they were so. I swear they were just like, oh,
well,
we
let's
could
face it.
make another film
I will
with
say this
this.
though, talking about Saw 10, pretty good.
But Saw 10 set before Saw 1
It's
or after Saw 1 before Saw 2.
Supposedly one of the first
Yeah,
games. But the
because
problem Saw's got
yeah,
is they made the foolish mistake of killing
John
the
Kramer.
best character in it.
John
Yeah,
Kramer.
exactly. They made the foolish mistake of killing him. I understand why you had to.
Well, you had to because he was naturally dying. That was the whole
Yeah.
point of it, wasn't it? He wanted people to repent their sins.
But obviously, once you take him away, you lose that one incredible actor, two fantastic voice, and
Yes.
the charismaticness of John Kramer, which is like, I am smarter than you. No matter what you think, I've already thought about what you're going to do, and I know exactly how this is going to play out. And that is why 10 is such a good
the
film.
way he implants himself into the scenario as well.
Yeah.
Which you
Yeah.
don't
Watch 10.
figure out until the end of the
That's it.
first one. That is
That's
probably one of the most iconic scenes, right? Where he gets
Yeah.
up off the fucking bathroom floor.
Like,
No one fuck. That's up there with I see dead people shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Honestly, that is one of my favorite things about that. It's like you just right at the end, that geezer's cut his leg off, and then suddenly you just see this dead body just dun,
it gets up.
dun, dun,
Yep.
dun. Fucking music so simple, but just so fucking impactful.
Effective. Always, yeah, but always isn't it? The most effective, like Jaws. So fucking simple, mega effective.
Dun.
Always is like couple of chords, amazing.
Yeah, that's it, and just hits the beat that you're trying to hit. Right, moving on to listeners' letters. Fusey, we all know Fusey. We all love Fusey.
Unfortunately, we do, yeah.
Yeah, we all love Fusey. He brought a double question to our discussion this time.
Fucking
Double
rude. Fucking
shot.
rude.
Double shot.
Okay.
Shot.
Cool.
So, Fusey asks, if you only had to listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be? And if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Okay, I'll go album, you go album, then you go song, I'll go song. Do it that way. Okay.
Cool.
Album, it's simple. It's Linkin Park Hybrid Theory.
I knew that was what you were going to go with.
I've said this before, like on the stream. I've said this before. It is to me the singularly greatest album I've ever listened to from start to finish. Every song on it is brilliant. I bought the album while I was on holiday in Andorra, snowboarding with my brother and friends. And yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I listen to all the songs still now. There's not one single song on the album that I don't enjoy, I don't listen to, I don't know the words to. Linkin Park are phenomenal. Like tragedy with what happened with Chester. Yeah, it is. It's not even. There's nothing even close, in my opinion, to it. Like Hybrid Theory is and will always be my number one.
That's fair. Mine, album wise, I'm just trying to remember the exact name of it because I'm just unsure. No, it is right. It's right. I thought it was what it was called, but I was like, don't going to make myself look like a dickhead. Is Foo Fighters, The Colour, and The Shape.
Oh, cool.
Which is my favourite album. I don't find a bad song on there whatsoever.
Is that the Pretender album?
No, it is the second album, the one that's got Everlong.
Oh, okay.
I waited here for you, Everlong. Right, and my song would probably be Everlong, because it is one of my favourite songs ever. and I've always loved it and always will. There is weird emotions attached to it, but it hasn't affected the fact that it is probably my favourite song and will always be. And the acoustic version of it is also very awesome.
Song is really fucking difficult for me. Really difficult. Because there are so many Linkin Park songs. There are so many 30 Seconds to Mars songs that I absolutely love. Some of the
Kill is such a tune. By the way.
The Kill. Like, I love The Kill. Like, and I like the videos to it as well. Obviously, Jared Leto directs under the pseudonym Bartholomew Cummings. Fucking phenomenal 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh, it's so fucking difficult.
So we'll have to stand with it. Gay porn, parody of love.
My favourite song is the Pornhub theme song. No, no.
Orange and Black, kids. Orange and Black.
I don't know. From Yesterday has a lot. No. One, I tell you, no. I'm going to go with a Linkin Park song as well. From Yesterday is very, very Night at the Hunter as well. From 30 Seconds to Mars, absolutely love that song. But I will probably go, because it's so poignant and because of what the song, especially for I think this song is so strong in the fact of what happened to Chester, and then if you listen to this song knowing what happened to Chester, One More Light from Linkin Park,
One More Light,
is absolutely, it's like a harrowing song that you feel like Chester wrote. There's the whole thing about Chester and Chris Cornell, like both obviously committing suicide and everything. And if you listen to the words of One More Light, it cuts deep.
I can see that. Chester Benningfield also in a Saw film, by the way.
Bennington.
Sorry.
He's in like 2 or 3, isn't he? He's in the car.
He's in the car. He's a Nazi or neo-Nazi.
He's in the car.
So I was watching the film and I went, is that Chester?
Yeah, I haven't seen the film for a long time, but I know he's in it.
I think it's 4 or 5.
Is it 4 or 5? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it can't be 2 because 2 is the house, isn't it? They get trapped in the house.
Kramer's dead at the point that this is in because it's the cop.
Who's
killing. But really good songs. Linkin Park, phenomenal band, phenomenal. I remember them coming out when I was 2001.
Yeah, like I say, I was 16 when I bought that album. I remember, so that would have been in 2000. What was I? 17, 2001, 16, 17, 2000, 2001.
College. You know who introduced me to Linkin Park? Rich. Richard introduced me to
brilliant song. If I was going to get a music tattoo, it would be their logo, their LP with the circle.
LP logo. Really, really good. Right, I believe that brings us to the end of our amazing podcast. We've had a bit of a long one today, but I think we've had some really, really good discussion.
Really good. We like to keep this around the 2.5 hour mark. Sometimes we go a bit longer. It all depends on and maybe as time goes on, we're still only on episode 5. Maybe we streamline this thing, knock a few things off here, add a few things there, maybe move things around
still in
a
our
little
learning
bit.
Phase.
But yeah, we hope you
we
enjoyed
tend
it as
we
much
tend
as.
to chat.
Yeah, we go off on tangents. That's possibly one of our issues. That probably knocks about another half hour on, doesn't it? The tangents we waffle onto.
But I don't think I'd like our podcast without the tangents. Though.
No, I fear no. And you know what? We only do it once a week. It's not like we release like 3 a week. So you've got 9 hours of this. You've got 3 hours. Today, 3.5 hours to listen. You've got a whole week to listen to us. You can break us into smaller sections if you like.
Exactly. You don't have to listen to it all, kids. You don't have to listen to it all. We break it into.
Well, no, you do have to listen to it all. Just not all at once.
I meant all at once. And TJ,
we'll allow it over 3 days. We'll allow it over 3 days.
TJ does do the graciousness of breaking it into segments for you over there on YouTube. So if you can't stand to see my punum and TJ's punum for too long, then just listen to the first.
You can just pause Spotify and it saves your space.
That's it, mate. That's it. Don't worry about it. Plus, who wouldn't want to listen to us chat about movies? That's basically what we do. But to be fair, guys, we will be having a movie one soon. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to do it just yet.
It's going to be close to Halloween, isn't it? We said around close. But yeah, for anyone who remembers us from back in the day of opinions, when we'd done mystery movie theatre, where we'd watch a film and we'd pretty much like commentate. Yeah, commentate. Obviously, we can't show you the film because that would be breaking all kinds of copyright. But we can narrate
we like to talk over it.
Our opinions of the film while the film is on. And we have got, fucking hell, if we got an absolute doozy. Like,
you're going to love this film.
Like, I think we were originally talking about something completely different. We were originally talking about watching something completely different. And then literally I saw a partial review of this film on TikTok. I sent it to Jay. And oh my fucking God.
We've got to. We've got to.
This might well actually be like, we watched Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
This might knock that off at the top spot of the most mentally weird fucking shit show we've ever seen.
It's mad. It's just mad, kids. It's just mad.
And I'm here for it. I'm fucking here. Oh, talking about that. Sorry. I'm going to Comic-Con in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And you're going to Comic-Con in a month and a half. Do you know who's at your Comic-Con?
I do. The bloke who plays
the fucking bloke who plays fucking Pooh Bear. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm going to go, did you know that you were going to be in a steaming pile of shit?
Did you know you were going to grow to 70,000 feet tall?
How did they shoot that? Like all the way down here.
Yeah. But yeah, so we will be bringing you some exclusive Comic-Con like stuff.
Yes, we will. We will. We've got loads.
When I
of
say exclusive, we're just going to talk about if it was good or shit. But you know.
Yeah, well, that's what we do. That's generally what we do. Review the crap that we've done this week. Right, kids. I think that brings us to the end of our show. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yep.
You can find us over there on Spotify if you don't want to see our punums. You can catch me on Twitch. You can catch TJ on Twitch. I am Firefly Zero over on Twitch, and TJ is the proper TJ on Twitch.
The proper TJ.
You can catch us once every day as it goes, because TJ's on Monday, I'm on Tuesday, TJ's on Wednesday, I'm on Thursday, and TJ's on Friday. So you'll be able to catch us almost every single day
of the week, Saturday and Sunday. Of the week. We may turn up, we may not. Yeah. Don't hold out hope.
No, don't hold your breath, kids. Don't hold your breath. If anywhere else that you want to find us, you can find our links below in the description. And once again, thank you.
And please, write in the comments. Give us your top fives.
Yeah.
Or don't even have to give us five. If you've only got one, like, answer the listener question. Give us a listener's question. What's your favourite song? If there's something you want to ask us, like, you know, feel free.
We're happy to discuss it and then go on a tangent about something completely different.
Yeah.
Maybe about penises. Who knows?
Long ones, kids. Short ones, fat ones.
Yeah. It's all fun. It's all fun and nuts. If you got a button mushroom, let me know. Don't send me a picture though. Don't need those pictures. I've seen what a button mushroom looks like. I've seen what's his name? Maradona. I've seen it.
Maradona. Mate, no, like fucking Chow from The Hangover, whatever his name was, where it's like, oh, well, what's this? And the little monkey's like,
Right, on that note, don't be dickheads. See you later, kids.
Bye-bye.